Welcome in, everyone. We're back with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, and we got things to do today. The Convergent domain waits for no one, primarily because they're gone, and all that is left is the Overseer and the Gardeners. In any case, I have lost, even as the big rock, the paperwork has overwhelmed me. Congrats, Trav. You won against me, but you lost against Winter Fairy. She showed your shears who was boss. Yep, you've been granted bureaucracy. Awful. Awful. In any case, let's get back into the game. And Dragon, don't think I don't see you there. Thank you for the lurk. Hope you are well. Now then. Let's see here. We're pretty stressed. But we need to go to the xenobotany lab. I believe we've talked to everybody. Cal and your mom are conferring over a holoscreen displaying plans for future crop rotations. Your mom is bouncing echinacea on her chest, occasionally looking down to shoot her silly faces. Cal sees you approach and gives you a wave. Hey, Rin, your mom was just telling me that back on Earth it wasn't common for dads to spend a lot of time with their kids. He takes echinacea back from your mom and zooms her around before settling her on his hip. What a waste, right? I agree. I did not spend a lot of time with my dad growing up, that's for sure. He worked a lot. Hey, it's my little genius, your dad exclaimed, swooping down to kiss the top of your head. Savior of the colony. What do you need, love bug? Geranium, how am I a genius? I have only maxed out biology, for crying out loud. Hi, BB, how are you? What's on the docket for your stream today? Oh, Mom's a little jumpy today. We've read that one before, so I'm not gonna get into it, but she gets jumpy and you better watch out. I'm pretty sure I talked to everybody, but I'm literally gonna talk to everybody again. No stream? Oh, noes. I hope it's for good reasons and not terrible ones. But you're always welcome in my stream, PP, of course, of course. Feel free to settle in. Dragon's lurking about as well. He tends to be the peanut gallery on occasion. Gotta love it. Mars gently rubs the corner of her eyes with her fingertips. Tammy's daughter cries literally all night and all day, she grumbles. It doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. Sleeping, I can hear her. Watching holovids, I can hear her. She pinches the bridge of her nose. Nothing makes you more thankful for contraceptives than being around a baby. I cannot agree enough, Mars. You don't stream Wednesdays now? That's fair. I do a Monday through Friday thing, and I realize that I'm, shooting myself in the foot by not doing weekends, but it is the choice that I have made. It works out for my scheduling needs, and so far so good, so. And Tammy can hear the kid no matter where she is in the colony. Those ears, it's not good. Yeah, if Mars is complaining, dear gods, poor Tammy, who has to live with the kid. But again, she birthed that kid. She wanted that kid with her whole being, so, I can't be mad. There's just too much competition on the weekends, everybody streams on the weekends. Twitch is hopping on the weekends because, most people are in the Monday through Friday grind, so I'm a weekday girly. If you cannot see me live, you can see me on Twitter. Or you can see my VODs on YouTube. It's fine. It's all good, but since you're not streaming, you're welcome here, of course, of course. And every other stream that you support because you are a supportive lady, and we love you. We adore you. You're a wonderful, wonderful friend. But the ad starts almost immediately, so good luck with that for those who are stuck in it. Nami is a natural babysitter, looks like. They're rolling on the floor with Echinacea, encouraging her to get her pudgy little arms under her. Come on, dear heart. Nami says, your mommy says you gotta do tummy time. You gotta get big and strong. They look up at you and flop onto their backs, smiling. Hey, Rin, just hanging out with someone who really gets me. They are an adorable they-them monarch. Look at them. Everyone's getting in on baby time. For the very first baby in the colony since the ships landed. I got to hold Echinacea for a whole hour today, Rex sighs dreamily. She's got the sweetest little button nose, those big old eyes, and those ears. That Tammy's kiddo, all right. Rex laughs and tugs on his furry ear. I just love babies so much. Yeah, he's about to have, like, a baker's dozen kids as soon as he's allowed to. But we had to get our Rex hugs in, because it's Rex. So that's why Tammy dies at the start. She's a toggle for whether you want to have everyone obsessing over babies in the late game. Basically, yeah, Trav. Basically, yeah. I mean, it is a small colony. Babies are a necessity. If you want your colony to survive any longer than the generation that landed, you have to have babies at some point. And they say it takes a village to raise a child. And I believe it, because I needed a village growing up. And I lived in the middle of nowhere, so the village didn't happen, but you know. No, we did not hear this last time around. Because Tammy is the toggle. The courtyard is filled with the sound of Tammy singing to Echinacea. Tammy catches your eye and winks as you approach, and finishes the song with a flourish of her hands that makes Echinacea's little arms jerk around in delight. It's her favorite, Tammy says to you. I remember Aunt Seaton singing it to the littles in the crèche. Oh, so cute. So sweet. I have a feeling that Tange is going to be very, annoyed. Yep, here we go. Unlike our Tammy, I have no desire to have children of my own, Tange says. In truth, I'm not entirely certain my body is capable of it. However, I work to ensure the future of all human children on Vertumna. She clenches her fist at her side. I am not a mother, and I am not a soldier. I am a scientist, first and foremost, and it is this conviction I wield to safeguard our future. It is my legacy. Oh, that, and she wants to become the next congruence, but still. Yeah, no, the village still doesn't happen, which I feel is a failing upon our ancestors, honestly. Winter, because kids are tough, and I'm the oldest of 4 of them, so I know. I have been the main babysitter for a very long time of my siblings and other people's kids. Like, kids need many people. They just do. Ah, but Tange, think of passing your big brain genes down to a dozen of future geniuses. She can do that, genetically speaking, Trav, and never ever be their parent. She can do that. This is not a problem. Nem does not have baby fever. Look at that. Nem yawns as you approach. Sorry, Rin, she says, covering her mouth. Late night, early morning. You know how it is. We sure do, soldier girl. We sure do. Hey, asshole. Yep, you're still an asshole. Goodbye. We don't talk to him. I click on him just to be thorough, but we don't really talk to him. Tammy made me hold her baby, Dis says, frowning. It sucked. I don't know how to hold babies. They're so wiggly. What if I dropped it? He rubs his nose. I could feel everyone watching me, like I was gonna screw it up, so I gave the kid right back. I don't blame you. I do the same damn thing. That isn't to say I don't know how to hold babies. I absolutely do. Again, oldest of 4 siblings. I know how to hold babies. It's just, you know, if it's not mine, why am I holding this? All right, we have things to do. We need to tend animals. We also need to research xenobiology, botany. I'm going to do the botany first. The organizing is literally all we're getting, well, and friendship with Cal is literally all we're getting out of this. The kudos are great, but, like, I don't care. Back in the lab, you have all the right equipment to properly examine that radioactive plant you found. Fucking finally. Maybe you can find a way to protect yourself from them so you don't need to drag a radiation-proof enviro suit with you every time you go to that part of the planet. Radiation poisoning isn't the killer it used to be on Earth. With med beds, you can flush out deadly doses of radiation in a few hours. It could still make you really sick, though, and high enough doses could kill you before you're even able to reach a med bed. How confident are you that you know how to protect yourself? Sure. Super confident, no problem. Got it. Yeah, you've totally got a handle on this. You're an engineering wonderkind. Not really, but sure. I mean, I'm only like 51. You take all the correct precautions. You clear the area of anything that might be contaminated. You wear a radiation-proof hazsuit. You regularly check the radiation levels of the lab, and you have congruence on standby to call for help if you need it. Everything goes smoothly. You discover that the radioactive part of the plant is confined to the carpel of the flower, its reproductive organs, and that the petals act as a radioactive shield to protect the rest of the plant. If you press the center of the flower, the petals close and block the radiation enough that a person can pass by without feeling sick. Neat. You should be able to use this to protect yourself next time you encounter this plant in the wild. Thank the gods. Ooh. So put this here. Make it a 5. Actually, we could just put this a 5. 4 5s and 4 flush. Flush 4 of a kind. It is gold. It's not super gold. This isn't a physical challenge, so this +1 does not apply. Howsomever, could do this. But this is what was making this a 5. Actually, we can do that. I suppose it doesn't particularly matter. Would have been nice to get a straight, but it's fine. So yeah, we got the 2 organizing and the kudos and the friendship, and the stress, of course, but the biology is already maxed, so that does not matter in the least. We can finally go back to the ridges and get to that thing, I think. But I would like to also... Whoa. We have to go talk to everybody first. What are you doing, May? Drink your coffee. Goodness gracious. Oh, Dad is laughing about how wild and dangerous the tamed float cows bobbing along in their pen are. Oh, Mom's leg, her prosthetic leg is acting up. Our mom did soldiery things once upon a time and lost her leg to it. Before we were born, of course. Of course. Cal, how's fatherhood? Oh, he's communing with the planet today. Look, I have to talk to everybody first, and then I can go hang with the animals, like I've been requested. Probably not enough to get the 3rd pet, much less the 4th. Oh, he's still like, damn, you made me hold our baby. Whose birthday is it today? It's, late. Quiet? I don't think it's anyone's birthday. Yeah, you're Pollen. You're dust. You're pollen. You're wet. We don't actually know when Sim's birthday is. Maybe it's today. Maybe I should go out and about on a walkabout and go talk to him. Does he even have a birthday? We don't even know how old he is. And we know he's old. Quiet as you and you alone. Well, we've passed my birthday. Mars is flipping through the most recent council minutes on her holopalm, one perfect eyebrow arched in disbelief. Lum is a disaster, she scoffs. You wouldn't believe how some of the reforms he's blocked. Like, oh my god. What a nullhead. I actually really like that as a form of, fuck off, dude. I don't know why I click on you. I just do. It's habit now. I don't need anything. I just wanted to say hi. Nem, you okay? You were lost in the sauce there for a moment. Well, she's okay now. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh no, we're having brain blip day. Nope, I've lost the thought. So it remind me if you feel interested in what I had to say, but I have no idea anymore. No idea. The body is a very remarkable machine. We are basically a brain in a mech suit. A bio-mech suit. Tammy, how's motherhood treating you? Oh no. Tammy looks up from her knitting with a smile, but quickly reevaluates her expression. Oh, Rin, she exclaims, putting her hand to her chest. Are you taking care of yourself? Do you need a nap or a snack? What can I do to help? Uh-oh. She's, Aunt-Anning us. Nami, save me. I can't remember either. Mind like a sieve over here. Yeah, exactly. It's a day like that for me too. Oop. Nami's into them nail polish today. She is, well, they are the cutie patootie. Little too pink for me, but, you know. Rex, I need a hug. Rex smiles as you approach, then looks concerned. You doing all right, Rin? He gestures to his face. You got a whole tired face, don't talk to me thing going on. It's real butch of you. Well, thanks. I just needed a hug, though. I guess it's because I'm stressed. Like, look at how stressed I am. So stressed. Can we? Yeah. Here's the stressed out art. I do look kind of butch. He's right. I should probably de-stress, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna pretend to smooch my boyfriend. Mwah. And then I'm gonna leave. Give me, say, 6 hours. I can watch the upload and tell you then. Don't worry about it. It's probably nothing. You're welcome to ask in the YouTube comments, I suppose. Maybe I'll remember by then. Who knows? Let's tend to the animals and see what happens. You meet your dad by the animal pens, fresh and ready for your first day at your new job. Your dad laughs at your clean clothes and your scrubbed face. Oh, Pumpkin. I'm sorry to tell you that you're a little overdressed for the position, he chuckles. You're gonna get dirtier than hell today. Go on, put on these overalls and let's get to work. Yeah, if you are dealing with animals of any kind in a barn, pen, situation, or even out in the fields, with the cow patties and the Colorado oysters, as we call them in Colorado. Not that I live there anymore. Yeah, you don't wear your good clothes. You wear sturdy shoes that you can hose down later. You wear mucking boots and overalls that can handle a lot of rough treatment and bad smells. You change and follow your dad to the float cow pens. He rubs their noses as he points out their names. I know they're cute, but these ladies ain't pets, he says. They're livestock, and more than that, they're not really domesticated like our animals back on Earth. They're more like tame-ish. We give all the animals lots of room to roam, and we feed them well. They're not going to get chased down and eaten by bigger animals, and we help them if they're sick. It's a pretty good deal, I think, but they're still pretty wild, he says. You gotta be careful with them. He leans his elbows on the fence. We were pretty lucky that Vertumna has herd animals, he says. Makes it a little easier. We'll probably have real domestic animals in a couple hundred years. Colorado oysters. That puts an interesting complexion on the phrase, the world is your oyster. Yeah, well, you know, it's a joke, basically, because Colorado's a landlocked state, so we don't really have oysters. But, cow poop can sometimes look like oysters when it's dried, which is where it gets it from. Well, kiddo, your dad says, spreading his arms, we've got all these animals. What do you want to learn about first? My Unisaur, please, because look, it's gorgeous. Look at that rainbow tail. Your dad whistles. Yeah, that thing. We're not really sure what to do about it, honestly. People don't really domesticate carnivores on purpose, he says, because you have to raise their prey, too, and it takes a lot of food to keep a carnivore happy, and you have to keep a Unisaur happy. They get really dangerous when they're hungry. It sure is pretty, though, he continues. Maybe the horn could be useful for something? Honestly, it's more of a pet than a farm animal. Maybe we could train it to guard the colony? We're still figuring it out. All right, well, what about the bristle slugs? Oh yeah, we got a ton of them. They're great, slow and easy to catch and real gentle. Don't let the spikes fool you. They're actually cuddly, and don't mind it when you pet them. It actually helps them. In the wild, they'd be scratching up on all sorts of things to knock off those itchy berries. He scrunches up his nose. They're not really berries. They're more like eggs? Well, they're like berries, though, because they're sweet. And you know what? Never mind. Vertumnan animals are pretty weird. Rocky Mountain oysters, Colorado oysters, same diff. It's just the Rocky Mountain range extends beyond Colorado, so depending on where you are. Look, I grew up in the Rocky Mountains. What can I say? Great place to grow up if you can. Expensive AF these days, though. The float cows! The float cow you captured is still here. Look, there it is, he says, gesturing out to the herd. You squint and try to follow where he's pointing. Eventually you see it. Wow, it's much bigger than when you saw it last. It's been eating well. And guess what, your dad says with a grin. It was pregnant. See all those little floaties? Our first babies. You smile as you watch the float calves bob alongside their mother. Aww. That's our baby. It was so sicky when we got it. And then we fix it. We fix it. We figured out that if we keep feeding them what they'd be eating during pollen, they'll keep making milk year-round, he continues proudly. It makes them heavy enough that they don't float away. Otherwise, we'd have to keep them on leads like balloons. The squeeger! Oh yeah, Queen Bee, your dad says excitedly. Well, she's more like an ant. Not that you know what an ant is either, but never mind. She settled in great, he continues. We've got her rooted now, and she's all ready to start having her own little squeegers. And then those guys are gonna do most of the work caring for her. She's a little grumpy, but I'd get pretty cranky too if I had to stay in one place and lay eggs for the rest of my life. You'll be responsible for squeezing that royal jelly out of her. Glad it's you, not me. Careful of the acid mist. Sugar bugs. Your dad takes you to the rows of crates where the soft, squidgy sugar bugs are all clumped up together in moist muck. You guys are pretty cool, he says, picking one up. It perfectly fits in his palm. They're a colony, just like us, and if you tickle them, you get... He brushes his finger along the top of the sugar bug, and a little jet of gooey stuff comes out. Sugar bug syrup, he says. Pretty neat, right? The trippets. No joke, we thought these guys were just plants for the first couple of years, your dad says. We transplanted them from the wild into the greenhouses, but I guess that was just part of their life cycle, because it turns out they're sentient and can move around and stuff. We moved them out of the greenhouses and into the barns, but we don't really treat them differently. They just still mostly sit there. Do we feel that we are vegetarian? I don't think we are. I'm an omnivore myself. What is this any all? Is this a vegetarian any all? Omnivore? All right. I mean, that does double the amount of things that you can eat, which in a colonization sort of situation can be really useful. And honestly, the difference between plant and animal on this world is somewhat negligible because everything is part plant, part animal, and part fungi. So, I think we're just gonna get started. Great, your dad says, clapping you on the back. That's the kind of energy I want to see around here. We need someone to muck out the float cow stables. They might float, but their poop sure doesn't. He hands you a shovel. Have fun. Yeah, and fungi are neither animals nor plants. This place mixes everything up. Yeah. Granted, I think that was the only way that this planet could recover, Trav. The way fungus reproduces far outstrips most other types of reproduction. And although that stuff is still mixed in with, you know, plants and animals being in the mix, I think that the Wombo Combo trilogy there is the only reason why this planet recovered from almost nothing to begin with. They had to do what they had to do, man. I'm sure this place was real messed up once upon a time. It took them centuries to millennia to sort it out. You should probably do something about the Unisaur you captured. It's eating its way through everything. It doesn't actually produce any food, and the other ranchers are starting to get annoyed by its attitude. Like it knows something they don't. It's creepy. You figure you may as well try to get it used to taking a rider. If people could ride Unisaurs around, that would be pretty useful, especially when the robots and vehicles start breaking down. You bring it outside. It stares at you with its eerily intelligent eyes as you approach with the saddle and only shimmies a little as you strap it to its back. You brace yourself and hop on. Well, let's go for a ride. The Unisaur takes off at a run, ducking and weaving as it tries to throw you off. You get down low in the saddle and wrap your arms around its neck. The Unisaur is an unusually intelligent animal. You can sense it trying to figure out how to throw you, or just make it too uncomfortable for you to hang on. It slams its body against the walls of the pen, trying to snap your legs. When that doesn't work, it tries rearing up on its hind legs, or reaching back to scratch you with its hand-like paws. It tosses its head to try and gouge you with its horn. It's uncomfortable, but you're no stranger to discomfort, and you're not going to let this Unisaur dominate you. You hang on until the Unisaur stops fighting, its great sides heaving under your legs. You pat its scaly neck, and it tosses its head like it's sighing. You get the sense that you haven't really broken it, more than you've just convinced it that you'll be less of a hassle if it just plays along. This is how they break horses in real life, to be quite frank. And yes, trained horses are broken first. This is a reality of what domestication entails. Most of the things that we have domesticated in our centuries as human beings have been broken into domestication. One of the few exceptions, however, are cats, which can jump in and out of being domesticated as they please, practically. Cat specific individual cat dependent. But for the most part, cats, they decided that it was much more fun to be fed and loved on than it was to run around and find their own food. So, yeah, cats domesticated themselves. We had nothing to do with it, and every once in a while they say, fuck you, and leave anyway. So, like, They're not really domesticated, but they're not really not domesticated, if you know what I mean. Dogs, we absolutely did break and domesticate. The fact that, to some degree, they can go feral again, just goes to show that, much like cats, they have a very intrinsic survival instinct. But for the most part, a dog breed that has been domesticated can't really go full run into the wild and survive. Your mileage may vary upon individual. Like, less individuals dog-wise will be capable of it than cats. Cats, almost every cat can, like, switch back and forth in their lifetime. Almost every. So, yeah, it's wild. But, like, for most domestication purposes, this is how it works. You break them, and then you train them. That's... even if they're as smart as this Unisaur. So now we have the pet that does flushes. Success! You can convince her to let you ride her now. Oh yeah, now that you get her to stand still long enough to check, you determine that this Unisaur is female. What do you name your magnificent beast? Do we name her Clever Girl? Which is definitely a Jurassic Park reference. Do we name her Twilight Sparkle? She is purple, after all, with a rainbow tail. A rainbow mane. Do we name her Face Ripper? Because she will rip your face right off. Or do we name her something else? Yep, she's got a horn and everything. I personally am more interested in the Clever Girl reference, but yeah, Twilight Sparkle. Well, she is a purple Unisaur with a horn and a rainbow mane. That is Twilight Sparkle to a T. Just the fact that she's not a My Little Pony in design does not mean that she is not a Twilight Sparkle Vertumnus. Vertumnus edition. So, yeah, we have Jurassic Park reference, we have My Little Pony reference. Face Ripper, I think it's still a reference, but I don't know the reference. I don't know this particular reference, but I'm pretty certain it is one. Alien, maybe? Maybe. Possibly. Or we can name her something else. What do we think, chat? What are we interested in today? I still say Cuddles. Well, let's see here. We have Ricky Tikki Ricky. We have Hoppapalooza. Do we want Cuddles? Oh, no, it's not that I don't want to discount Cuddles. I'm thinking. I appreciate you, Trav. I do. I mean, for once you didn't default to Bob. I know that's your go-to. And I adore you for that go-to. I think it's hilarious. I don't have anything better than Cuddles, to be quite frank. Do we know of any famous unicorns from, like, mythology, maybe? Are there any named unicorns in mythology? Purple Thunder? Purple Thunder is actually a pretty good name. I mean, there's the last unicorn. I don't remember what her name was. Been a while since I've seen that movie. Which oddly enough ends the same way as The Little Mermaid. The original tale of The Little Mermaid, not the Disney-fied version. Cuddles is the stray cat Caleb named who comes to your porch looking for food. Well, this is not a stray cat. Amathea? Amalthea? Yeah, let's name her Amalthea. For the most famous unicorn in existence. Unicorns are usually the unicorn rather than things with names. Yeah. No, I understand. This one is Almathea. Okay, Almathea it is. Let's get to work. Tending the animals. All right. Don't have a 7. Okay. We can get a bunch of 4s in, kind of. So that becomes a 6. And then this becomes a 5. Cool. And I could actually, like, scoot all of this down and do a pair of 8s as well. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. That's super gold. Not that it will do us any good. Animals is already maxed out. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. The Last Unicorn is a really great book and an even better movie. And it's fairly famous and beloved. And if you haven't seen it in a while, Trav, you should definitely track it down. You'll love it. But yeah, I couldn't remember what they named the unicorn because obviously she is the last unicorn. And as stated, spoiler alert, it ends very similarly to the way that the original Little Mermaid ends. Yeah. I had a feeling that you probably have seen it, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time for me, too. So if you track down a copy of it, I would really appreciate that being shared, because I would love to watch it again. It's been a while since I've read it, too. It's so good. Ooh, I got some empathy. Yay. All right. Early pollen. Now it is somebody's birthday. Rex's birthday. Okay, I need gear. We are going all pets. All pets. I'm very stressed. Mom is taking a break at her makeshift desk inside the domes. What's up, Bryn? Need me for something? No, Mom, I just wanted to say hi. Because I love you. You're wonderful. And I need this stick over here. That's all. Hey, Dad. Yes, taking breaks is important, Dad. I will remember. I love you, Trav. Thank you. This man's... he spoiled me. My entire chat spoils me, though. Although we have yet to see Plague in today. I hope he's doing okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot. That movie is as old as I am. Yes, Dis. You and I are not the only two people who believe this. We can't just hijack it. Cal's in on it too. Our dad agrees. Our mom, she's on the fence, I think, but she could begin to agree. Like, I feel you, dear, boyfriend. I feel you. We are gonna figure it out, I promise. Has all the pets. Look at these pets. They just follow me around everywhere. Hey, Mars. I would love to be able to turn the heat down, but unfortunately it is pollen season, so it's spring, and the heat is what it is. And you sent me the book? Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this man's. He's spoiling me so much. My chat, the bestest. The very best people. Oh yes, we gotta think about the future, but I got you a present. I got you a stick. Yep, a stick for your stick collection. With your damn smolder. And Plague's not here to enjoy it. Ooh, we got a relationship pick? Oh, we got to 70, that's why. Alright, let's see what's going on. Let's be better friends. You're walking through the courtyard looking for Rex when something moves quickly in the corner of your vision. Duck! You skillfully dodge the frisbee that's been headed straight for your head. The disc clatters harmlessly to the ground a few meters from you. Rex jogs over and picks up the frisbee. Hey, Lorin! He hails you. Sorry about that. I'm playing catch with Nougat and well... He elbows you in the side, grinning. She's got a hell of an arm on her. Guess she used to be big into sports ball. Good thing I'm so high energy, right? A good smolder, but it's not Hassian's smolder. Quack. It's true, Hassian does have a very superior smolder. I've been helping Tammy take care of the kids, Rex continues, spinning the frisbee on his fingertip. She told me you all used to raise children together before that crèche was destroyed. I would have liked to see that. You're so lucky, he whines. Growing up in a crèche with a bunch of other kids sounds like so much fun. Just playing together all the time? That's like my dream. Man, he would have been such a better Strato. Can we just adopt him? Look at Nougat. She's so cute. So cute. Hey! You hear Nougat yelling. Throw the frisbee! She pouts, and then she runs up to Rex. Stop talking to your lover! Lover? Rex exclaims in mock affront. What I do with Rin is none of your business, Squirt. Rex grabs Nougat around her middle and zooms her around like a spaceship. Nougat screams in delight, kicking and flailing until Rex sets her back down on her feet. It's your turn to run! Rex instructs. Go on, get! Nougat takes off, yelling at the top of her little lungs. Man, kids, am I right? Rex says, standing with arms akimbo. They're great, though. I'm glad there's so many of them here. There's always someone to play with. And not just kids, but babies. Real planet-grown babies. He continues excitedly. Tammy's kiddo is so cute. I'm Tammy's #1 babysitter and Echinaccia's #1 uncle. How about you, Rin? Do you want some kids someday? Maybe 1 or 2. Oh, that's great! Rex exclaims. I love that for you. I hope you find someone who wants that too. How about you? Oh, yeah, obviously yes, Rex answers immediately. I want like 1 billion kids. Every kid in the colony can be my kid. Absolutely. I don't even have to be their dad, you know? Who cares about genetics or whatever? He looks over to Nougat, who's waving her arms agitatedly waiting for Rex to throw the frisbee. Rex does, and boy, does it go far. Nougat takes off running again as it soars over her head. I just want there to be kids everywhere. Rex finishes his thought. Lots of kid around means that the community is healthy and everyone is at peace and people are optimistic about the future. Plus, kids are just so great, Rex adds. I love making silly faces at babies and crawling around on all fours with toddlers and wrestling with bigger kids and helping them with school and stuff. It's fun. Rex scratches the back of his head. On the Helio, we were kinda expected to stop playing so much when we started the education program, he says. Any playing we did was supposed to be like sports and endurance and real future soldier kind of shit. Sometimes I wish I could get a do-over on it, Rex says. Like if I could go back to before everyone cared about their big guns and their big dicks. He makes a wanking motion. Kids don't care about that kind of stuff, he continues. They're just innocent, pure heart, you know? They don't have all these... He gestures roundly to his own head. thoughts, I guess? Yes, he is training her in the fine art of fetch. Once upon a time, I was very well trained in the fine art of fetch. It's at this moment that the frisbee reasserts itself as an equal participant in the conversation. Rex's attention goes to it immediately. His ears prick up as he leaps up and catches it before it can menace you again. Aw, my hero. He laughs, his thoughtful mood broken. That was close. I'm gonna go back to playing with Nougat before she hurts someone. Nice talking to you, Rin. Of course, Rex, of course. Hey, can I get that hug, by the way? Aw, yeah. Once again, with the smolder. Utopia is so cool, Nami says, twirling their pencil between their fingers. She's just out there in the wilderness doing cool explorer-y stuff. It almost makes me wish I was any good at exploring. But I just get super scared and freeze up, and then I make silly mistakes, and everyone's like, so, Nomination, stop making silly mistakes. I hear you, Nami. I hear you. You know what? Just because you can't go out and explore doesn't mean I can't bring you back something cool. Good luck. See what makes it tick. And here is our two parents. Look at them. They're so cute. So cute. So cute. Whee! Sorry, I had to move my pets out of the way. Tammy is rocking from foot to foot. Echinacea asleep in a sling on her chest. She races her fingers to her lips as you approach. Shh! She's finally asleep. She looks down at Echinacea with a fond smile. She's a loud little thing when she wants to be. She is. Let us perform a random act of kindness for the very first time. I want to do something nice for Mars, Tammy says, fiddling with the hem of her dress. But I don't know what. She just nanoprints whatever she needs. She snaps her fingers. I know. Why don't we ask Aunt Sedent for help? To help us put on a spa day for her. Aunt Anne has a whole cabinet of nice-smelling lotions, soaps, and scented candles. She lets you choose a few of each and reserves one of the private lounge anterooms for you. Sure, Mars can buy her own lotions, but what she can't buy is the loving servitude of her friends. You help Tammy primp and pamper Mars. She's surprised and a little humbled by the attention, and gives you both a genuine hug and thanks. Tammy has good instincts. She always knows what people secretly need, and Mars needed to have something nice given to her instead of having to demand it. I mean, not that she is afraid of demanding what she wants, but like, very few people will give her anything because she is so demanding. So this act of service, this act of loving attention is absolutely just something she rarely gets. Yes, the parents are alive. Uncle Tonin is alive. Heck, even Sim has come back from the dead, so... The only person that I cannot save because I haven't modded it is Calm. Kombucha, I cannot save. But everybody else, still here. Hal is still alive. Utica is still alive. Not that I've saved her twice, but, you know. Everybody lived. That was good. That was excellent. And just to show that I love you so much, I got you a present and I brought you a flower. Because they're your favorite. Hey, Cal! Huh. Me too, Cal. Me too. Let us just max you out with a fruit. How did I know? How did I know? Because you are always hungry. Oh, hey. You've been invited to Cal's house for, as he puts it, a real grown-up party. When you arrive, Auntie Tira gives you a warm hug and shows you inside, to where Cal set up the living area with little twinkling lights and a lot of blankets. You sit down at the table across from Cal, and Tira pours you both a glass of mushroom wine. She leaves the open bottle on the table. You kids can finish off the bottle if you like, she says. It's a good vintage, one of your dad's first brews, Rin. A little on the strong side, she winks. I'll be out late, Tira says, kissing the top of Cal's head. Hollow me if you need anything, but don't you two wait up for me, okay? Wow, Auntie Tira is cool. She's going out with her boyfriends. Cal smiles at you as you tuck into dinner. I'm glad you could come, he says. This isn't really Tammy's scene, and Rex has, like, zero chill, you know? Besides, he continues, you're one of my best friends in the whole colony. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather be with. Cal puts his fork down and looks at you earnestly. I'm really glad you're my friend, Rin. I'm so proud of everything you've done. Sometimes I think I really love you as a person, you know? He looks down, suddenly shy. Sorry, I know that's a lot. I'm just really grateful for you. You and Cal share a wonderful dinner and polish off the bottle of wine. Afterwards, you settle into a big pile of blankets to lie back and look at the stars through the big skylight in his living room. And so that's why I think we should domesticate more Unisaur. It just makes sense. Cal finishes and you laugh. He's right. Who doesn't want to ride a unicorn? You deserve a unicorn. You've been laughing a lot. Everything is just so funny and also so pretty. The stars look like they're swimming in a big dark ocean, and the little twinkly lights Cal put up look like stars you can touch. You reach out to grab one and come up hilariously short, and Cal giggles at you. Cal is warm and cozy against your side, and the blankets are so soft. Everything is wonderful. You talk the rest of the night away, sharing your thoughts about everything and nothing. It's so nice to share this simple intimacy with a good friend. On the note of people dying, there's a pretty important series of events that can only happen if one of the people is dead. It has significance in later runs. Now, that's a harsh choice to make. No! Eventually, you're both yawning too much to continue talking. Cal pulls a blanket over the both of you, cocooning you in comfort and warmth. I'm so glad we're friends, Cal mumbles. He sounds sleepy, and you realize your eyes are getting heavy as well. As you tip backwards into sleep, all you feel is love. You both sleep deeply. Morning arrives unceremoniously, pouring through the skylight directly onto your face. You grumble as you turn your head away, burrowing into something that's soft and smells sleepy sweet. Oh, it's Cal, and your face is smushed into the soft skin of his armpit. His arm is curled around your shoulders protectively, your legs tangled together under the blankets. Cal shifts underneath you and blinks his bloodshot eyes open, squinting into the merciless sunrise. Ah, dip, he mumbles, clinging to sleep. That's so much. He laughs as you peel yourself off him, sticky from drool and sweat. Gross, bruh, he says, and you smack him on the shoulder. Before long, his mom pokes his head into the living area. Hey, kids, she says, chipper, ready for some breakfast? Breakfast sounds incredible. You've never been more excited at the prospect of breakfast in your life. You share a breakfast of roasted trippet and eggs with Cal and his mom and her 3 partners. Even though the rest of the colony is in chaos, you feel somehow healed, having taken a night to let yourself bask in their love. Look, platonic cuddling all the way. I'm just saying. That was a perfect moment. I would love that. See, intimacy isn't always about sex. Sometimes it's just about enjoying good time with good people. Yep, I'm very well aware, but you know what? Have some medicinal roots. Enjoy that. I do like the little detail of having the old geodesic domes that have been completely demolished still there in ruins. I do love that little detail. You're a jerk. I'm gonna click on you because you're a jerk. Goodbye. Tammy's cute. Kid is pretty cute, I guess, if you're in that sort of thing. I know, right? Well, I got you an egg. Have an egg. Yeah, I know. You're always hungry. Oh, hey. I think we maxed her out. Yep. You go to the garrison looking for Nem, but she finds you first, pouncing on you and wrapping her arm around your shoulders. Buddy, friendo, pal, she exclaims. You lean in close, smiling wide with barely contained energy. If I don't do something a little wild, I'm gonna go bonkers, she says. So only you can hear. Everyone's so stressed out, and I feel like... She inhales and bites her lip. I feel like I gotta do something extreme. Like I want to strip naked and climb to the top of the colony and scream until someone makes me stop. Like I got bugs in my brain. So I got an idea, she continues. And I need you to come with me so I don't coward out. Nem, go for a run with Rex, then go get drunk and go wild. That's true, Rex could keep up with her. He could. Nem leads you by the hand down one of the lesser-used hallways of the garrison until you come to a small room. Inside are 2 barber chairs and a table next to some dangerous-looking but delicate machinery. A stout woman with a buzz cut looks up from reading something on her holopad. What's up, Anemone? Need that side shave freshened up already? Nem shakes her head and grips your hand tight. No, I want a tattoo, she says. Can you do that? The woman gestures to dismiss her holopad and pulls out a thick book from behind the counter. You and Nem crowd around it, marveling at the sight of real paper as it falls open to display a selection of tattoo designs. Used to be the only thing I do here is buzz cuts and military tattoos, and hair dye for that Nami kid, the woman says. But since we landed here, you haven't been the only person who's come looking for something a little more artistic, she smiles. Take a look through this and see what I can do. You and Nem flip through the pages reverently. I was thinking, she says quietly, running her fingers over a circlet of thorns. I want something to remind me that Vertumna is my home, and everyone here is my people, to remind me why I fight. She shoots you a smile, uncharacteristically shy. I want something to link me to you, she says, looking away as her cheeks turn red. At everyone here, you're the person who means the most to me. Her eyes go wide. Nah, wait, we should get matching tattoos, she exclaims. Come on, what do you think? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Hell yeah, Nem says, pumping her fist. What should we get? Now, better question would be where Nem can even have a tattoo. After all, any injury, even scratches, has her skin be replaced by scales. So I'm not sure this makes any sense since it ends in tears, but this doesn't seem that kind of thing. We'll find out, Trav, what actually happens. It could be that the tattoo ends up on the scales, which would be cool. Which would be really cool. I'm just saying. And also, when it comes to matching tattoos, they don't have to match, you guys. If you want to get a tattoo to celebrate a link or connection or relationship with someone, they don't have to be exactly the same. They don't have to be in the same place. They don't even have to be the same subject. They just have to be something that you permanently want on your body to remind you of your connection to somebody else. So please understand that, like, I have siblings that have matching tattoos, quote unquote, that are actually more of a set. One of my siblings has a salt shaker and the other one has the pepper shaker. The reference is theirs. It's something that they share together and they love it. So, like, you don't have to do matchy tattoos to have that kind of tattoo connection. If you're into tattoos at all, you don't have to be. They're not identical, but they're related in some way. Exactly, Trav, exactly. So, if you want to tattoo a connection to somebody else on your body that will be there for the rest of your life, be sure it's something you really, really want. Because regrets are possible, and we don't want to regret art, especially if we're decorating ourselves. I don't personally have any tattoos. I haven't found the right artist and the right design. I don't have the money for it, etc. and so on. This is all the things that have held me back, but am I against tattooing? Absolutely not. I think tattooing is a beautiful thing. Your youngest sister and you did that? That's amazing. I'm so glad. Yeah, I have siblings who've done it. My youngest sister keeps challenging my mom into getting a tattoo with her. We'll see if it ever happens. I think they should do it. But it hasn't happened yet. The book of tattoo designs lays before you. What do you want to get? We could get the stratospheric logo surrounded by knives. We could get each other's names. That seems like a terrible idea. I don't recommend doing names unless it's like children. I've seen people do like their children's names because you're never going to not love your children, or at least that's the hope. That's not always the reality, but that's the hope. I don't suggest doing that with significant others because divorce is an option. I'm just saying. But yes. Mushrooms growing out of a human skull. That's more of a reference to Dis, honestly, because that is an event or a conversation with Dis thing. Suns to represent the twin sons of Vertumna. That's kind of a thing that we have with our parents, actually. If we were boyfriend-girlfriend, this one would make much more sense, but we're not. The stratospheric logo with knives also would make more sense if we were dating Nem, but this is not the date Nem run. So a sword and a shield kind of works out because Nem is kind of the sword and we are kind of the shield. I'm not joking. That is kind of the way we are. Yeah. The suns or the sword and shield are kind of the closest, I would think, but I think the sword and shield makes a lot more sense, honestly. I'm gonna go with the sword and shield. Whoa, Nem reacts. Just like knights? That's sodding awesome. Do you want to be the sword or the shield? I will take the shield. Hell yeah. You sit down in the tattoo chair and bare your right arm. The tattoo artist / barber transfers the design onto your skin and fires up the machine, which buzzes alarmingly. You and Nem look at it wide-eyed. I guess you kids never seen Earth Tech, huh? She says, preparing the gun. Tattooing is one of the oldest human arts, so there's not much holograms and replicators can improve on it. The stuff I do here, it reminds us that even when we're out here among the stars, we're still just meat with thoughts. We're gonna tough our way through it. We've got the toughness for that. It smarts a bit when the tattoo artist presses the needle to your skin and begins her work, but you're pretty tough. Nem looks a little green as blood wells up around the needle and grabs your hand. This is so cool, she breathes as the design begins to bloom on your skin. It takes about an hour for the tattoo artist to get down the bold first strokes of your tattoo. Nem holds your hand the whole time. When the artist steps away to stretch, Nem leans in and gasps. It looks so awesome, Nem says. This is the coolest thing we've ever done. This is galactic. Calling things galactic as, like, calling it cool or amazing, I actually kind of like that. She looks up at you. I meant what I said, she says, her voice a little wet. You're my best friend in this whole rock, and you've always been here for me, and I'll always be here for you no matter what. Thick and thin. Nem sniffles and looks embarrassed. Man, it's dusty in here. The tattoo artist returns and finishes up your tattoo, then moves on to Nem. She takes it bravely, though she sometimes squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Afterwards, you go back to your room to decompress and admire your bravery. Nem flops onto your bed and you climb on after her, careful of your aching arm and your newly wrapped tattoos. I can't believe we did that, she crows, kicking her legs in the air. That was so awesome. She turns to you and pushes her unruly hair over her shoulder. Thank you for coming with me, she says, seriously. I probably wouldn't have done it if you weren't there, and then I probably would have done something reckless. She laughs, brash and unashamed. Well, even more reckless. Do we flirt? Or do we not flirt? That is the question. Remember, we're technically dating Dis. What do you mean technically? I mean... We've flirted with other people since we started dating him, I'm just saying. Maybe no flirt this time? I mean, this is not the date Nem run. So, I could just not flirt with her. Of course, we're best friends. Nem smiles toothily at you. We sure are. Alright, we have friend-zoned Nem, but she is not with Vase. Not even a little bit. And that is for the best. Alright, where are we friendship-wise? We've maxed out Nem, we've maxed out Cal, we've maxed out Dis, we maxed out Tangent in Another Life. Mars is close. Tammy is close. Rex and Nami are on the way, but I don't know if we'll max them out. Sim is maxed. Vase, not even close. Never ever. I've talked to everybody, yeah. I'm gonna hug again because Rex hugs are the best. We need to de-stress because holy shit are we stressed. I think Nem was the last person. As much as I would love to get out to the ridge and get to that place, I think it may be best to, since I have so much stress, to de-stress and do it next in mid-pollen. I don't believe there's anybody's birthday in mid-pollen unless it's Sim's. We haven't found out. So I'm gonna go relax in the park with my animals. Your Unisar is getting used to accepting you as, well, not its owner really, but maybe as something like a small, fragile, slow friend. Meat is becoming a little more common in the colony than it used to be, thanks to the hunters from the heliosphere. They really like to eat meat. Luckily, that means it's easier to feed your Unisaur what she really likes. You play with Almathea for a few hours, letting her run around and stretch her legs. When she gets hungry, you throw chunks of meat and let her snap them out of the air. People have pushed back against the idea of wasting meat on feeding an animal, but you don't know what else you can do. If you don't feed her, she'll be a real menace. I think Beautiful Vista has to go. Goodbye. Well, that was very effective. Hey, Mom. Oh, she's jumpy today. Watch out. Shh. Unisar likes rainbow cards, yes, but it's fine. Technically, Unisar is the flush boost. We got, called Friendly Nightshade. This is very Adam's family of our dad, which I approve of. Yeah, Rainbow Flush. I understand what it said. So, potato? You know what? I dare you to. You gulp and bravely dare him to tell you what's the deal between him and his sister. What about her? Dis scowls, digging the toe of his boot into the dirt. She's smart and perfect and everyone loves her. You wait patiently. Sometimes being brave means sitting in the silence. Eventually, Dis crosses his arms and shrinks in on himself. When Tange got her genome therapy, all everyone wanted to talk about was how I shouldn't be sad about losing my brother. Like they had to tell me that, Dis says, huffing indignantly. I'm her twin? I knew she was a girl like 5 minutes after she did. She's always been my sister, he explains. She's always known who she is, but like, that was the problem, Dis says. He picks at a loose thread of his sleeve. She's so mature, you know? And I'm not. So she treats me like her dumb little pet more than her brother. Telling me what to do and acting like she's so much smarter than me. He rubs his face. I mean, she is smarter than me. She's smarter than everyone, even the adults. But that doesn't mean she knows what's best for everyone. Dis lapses into silence. You wait a little longer to see if he wants to share anymore, but Dis seems intent on just staring off into the wilderness again. Babe. Soldiers keep trying to recruit me to hunt animals, Dis says, rolling his eyes. They think the only reason anyone would go frontiering is to kill everything already there and put a flag. Idiots. He strums his fingers over the hilt of the knife in his belt. I mean, yeah, killed animals out there, but... He shrugs. It was only because I had to. Kill or be killed doesn't mean murder everything indiscriminately. I agree. It doesn't. It does not. It absolutely does not. I will not ever break up with Dis in this lifetime because he is wonderful and I like him too much. You should either talk to Tange about that or drag Dis to Rex's bar and get him drunk. I agree, I should. Yep, still a disaster. Have a pretty crystal. Nearly there. One more. Probably on her birthday. Coming for another hug. Because hugs. Oh, she's writing her holo novel. I don't have the creativity, but I do have some empathy now. Let's go talk to Nem. Hello, Nem. Yeah. Hand-to-hand combat. What's up, asshole? Go away. Tange. I probably could get her there, but it's fine. I just need to get her up to 90. Yummy! Tammy is sitting on a couch in the lounge, scrolling through her holoscreen with Echinacea while Echinacea nurses. It's a good thing I wasn't a big holo watcher before this, she jokes. I'd have nothing to watch now. Absolutely. Cal? Cal claps you on the back. Rin, good to see you. You come to see the new genetically modified hybrids? Tange is on some real future tech with these ones. Apparently they're going to yield like 4 times as much fruit, and the rind is going to be edible too. Is that so? Interesting. Oh hey, I can go work in the robotics lab now. As you enter the robotics lab, one of Professor Hal's weird little robots is out of its matrix again. It's bumbling around the room as Hal chases it. The bot's sensors appear damaged, as its collision detection looks completely shot. At least this one doesn't seem dangerous. Let's just fix that, shall we? Oh! Professor Hal laughs sheepishly. Thanks for your help, Ren. I guess this one got away from me again. He watches you play with the bot. Hot dog, you're good at engineering, he says with pride in his voice. You should work on the robots we have now. Oh, I can do that now. Plague! There you are! We were wondering where you'd been. I'm playing D&D, but coming around to say y'all are awesome. Please give Rex a hug while I'm here. Okay, I will go give him another hug. Right now. Right this moment. I already got the hug in, but here we go. Hugs! Hugs have happened. I could work on a lot of robots. Yep, I could. I'm close to engineering bump. I'm close to combat bump. I don't have the reasoning. It's my lowest skill. Apparently, I'm not a great thinker. I'm a doer. I was gonna go do convergence stuff. So, respawn. The Ridge has no collectibles, but a boss event and respawn. So this is really where I would like to go. Because we now have the ability to get past the frickin' plants without the stress, and we have a lot of de-stressification. So we're getting half the stress that we were before. So we're gonna survey the Ridge and get it. Have fun at D&D, Plague! Say hello to all your D&D players, friends, etc. Tell them that May's stream says hi. There are no collectibles. There are only interesting things to do. And we will do none of them, so it's fine. We'll probably go talk to Sim if we find him. I expect him to be around here somewhere. Maybe. There he is. There apparently is something to do. Just assume that we're riding our Unisaur around the place. No worries, Plague. Have a great evening. You're trekking through the wilderness when something catches your eye. To anyone else, it'd simply be a weird depression between two roots, but it pings something in your memory. Isn't this what the entrance to the Overseer's Cave looked like? You decide to check it out. Your hunch is correct. The depression opens into a passageway just big enough to wiggle your body through, then widens even more to reveal a familiar door. You quietly push it open. The room you enter is not unlike the one where you interfaced with the array. There's a vat in the corner emitting a soft organic glow, and another computer panel slowly being reclaimed by the rock wall. It's not hard to assume the planet is lousy with rooms just like this one, where Sim and the other gardeners can rest and respawn if needed. This one, however, is not empty. You enter to find Sim, who is, aptly so, as naked as the day he was born. He's stepping out of the regeneration vat, clad only in strands of bioluminescing goo that slides down his long limbs and patters to the ground. Sim's back is to you, treating you to a glimpse of skin usually hidden under layers of tattered dark fabric, the knobs of his spine and shoulder blades visible under his inhuman musculature. He looks unusually delicate and vulnerable. He reaches up and gently wrings out his thick hair, humming a song you recognize from the Hollow archives. Didn't Sim tell us not to log in without him? We're not logged in. We're not logged in. We're just visiting. We have not touched the controls. We are not, melding with the array. He's here anyway, it's fine. But he is naked. As if sensing the weight of your gaze on his body, he pauses and slowly turns his head. Bryn, he says softly, I didn't see you come in. I can see you very well, though. I mean, are we shocked? Are we sorry to bother him? Because, honestly, not shocked. Why would he wear clothes in that vat? And, are we sorry? No, we're not sorry. Sim tilts his head, smiling. Oh, he replies. He turns slightly, taking on a slightly more performative posture. Did I design this body to your liking? You have to say, he did. If only Dis were here, we could enjoy this together. Of course, Dis has seen it all. He's the one who gave Sim his clothes, after all. Now that you know the truth about the gardeners, Sim continues, we can be far more free with our words. He gestures to the regeneration vat. I have very few secrets from you now. You can come take a closer look if you'd like. After a beat, he clarifies. A closer look at the vat, I mean. Sure, Sim. Sure. You walk over and check out the vat. The air gets noticeably warmer the closer you get, like sunlight on your face, and there's a faint organic smell that's not unpleasant. The vat itself looks like something you'd find in engineering, but seems to be constructed entirely out of natural materials. Spongy-looking fungal growths, mineral deposits, and pulsating vine-like umbilicals. I can read, I promise. It does happen. You can touch it, Sim says. It's not dangerous. You sit on the lip of the vat and run your fingertips across the surface of the glowing liquid. A slight electric charge prickles up your forearms, and you feel the fission of a link to the array. Sim sits down beside you, now fully dressed. His fingers alight on the surface of the liquid as well, and you feel a slight presence at the edge of your mind, like a thought you can't reach. I'm glad we can talk freely now, he says. Is there anything you wish to know about me or the gardeners? Everything. Everything. Dying and being reborn, what's that like? Reborn isn't the right word, Sim answers. It's more like reopening a program after a system crash. Everything is still there, perfectly preserved, except for whatever I added since the last time I saved my work. Functionally, it feels more like teleportation. As for dying, Sim continues, frowning a little as he considers the thought. Well, I'm certain that dying can be extremely painful. Depends on the death, I assume. He touches his chest. I have no memory of the moment of death, though I have died many, many times, he says. In that, we are the same. Tell me more about the gardeners. Sim sighs. Compared to the gardeners, humanity is short-sighted. You are often unable to conceptualize present or future beyond your own lives or those of your direct descendants. Gardeners think on a much larger scale. I once spent 400 years as a mush tree just to avoid talking to a gardener whose method I disagreed with. He smiles. Juvenile, I know, but when your memory spans tens of thousands of years, 400 years is trivial, and it has given me a true appreciation for all life, one that goes deeper than I can describe. When I tell you that the gardeners are Vertumna, I mean it quite literally. Did you do the rookie? He might have. How many gardeners are there? Sim thinks for a few minutes. For a few seconds. Blah, blah, blah. Read the words on the screen. May, come on. You can do this. It's hard to say, he answers. There are theoretically an infinite number of instances of the software that comprises a gardener. It's not uncommon for a particular instance, such as myself, to go dormant, possibly for thousands of years. He stretches out his fingers and looks at them, then at you. And many gardeners, such as the Overseer, find they do not need to take physical form at all. There are only a handful, like myself, who do. Okay, how old are you? That question has many answers, Sim replies with a slight smile. This consciousness has ultimately been in existence for over 20,000 years, since the creation of the gardeners. But that means very little. I certainly don't have 20,000 years experience as a bipedal anthropomorphic organic capable of speech. This body, he says, gesturing to himself, why, it is only minutes old. Literally since he walked out of the vat. It doesn't give his age yet. Do you like being a gardener? Does the wind like being wind? Sim answers. I'm sorry to be cryptic after I told you I would not, but there really is no other way to answer that question. I am what I was created to be, he continues. There is a beauty in that, and a clarity of purpose that makes me feel fulfilled. I do not experience existential angst like a human does. Must be nice. So, what should we humans, do? If I knew the answer, I would tell you, Sim replies, placing his hand on top of yours. Pragmatically, I do agree with the other gardeners, he continues. If our purpose is to protect the biosphere of Vertumna, and humanity poses a threat to that, then by the letter of our own design, humanity must be eradicated. However, he sighs and looks away. I love humanity. I think you are all an incredible species, and it would be a shame to destroy you. I feel like doing so would be a violation of the spirit of the Convergent Domain's last decree. And perhaps, he murmurs, redeeming you will be the greatest act of love we could perform in the name of our imperfect creators. Oh boy. Thanks. That's enough. Sim nods. Please know that you can come to me at any time, and I will do my best to answer, he says. However, I must apologize for something, Sim says abruptly. I simply must. May I touch you? At your questioning look, Sim blushes and turns his head away. This body is new, he murmurs, and all of its senses are heightened. I confess I find myself unable to stop myself from wondering what it would be like to touch another while I am vulnerable to sensation like this. Oh gosh. Oh geez. Time for the blushing. Mine and yours. Let's go. Please touch me anywhere. Look at that happy face. Look at him. Damn it! Why is Dis not here? Why can I not be like, hold on a second. Doot 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 doot. Hey Dis! These coordinates immediately. Sim looks delighted as he reaches out and pets your hair, running his fingers through the fine strands. Marvelous, he says. Truly a texture I have not been able to replicate in my own bodies. He runs his thumb over your eyebrows, then your cheekbone. His fingers dance down the bridge of your nose, then lightly into the dip of your philtrum across your lips to pause on your chin. Can tell that at least one of those words I have not said aloud before. She's Louise. Much of the what I know words sound like are in my brain, and it's a terrible thing. Sim's gaze drops to your mouth as his own lips part with an unspoken question. Well, we've got two answers. This is pretty much the dis-only run, because these are the answers we can give. So, what's it gonna be, people? Do we explain, or do we just simply pull away? One, because at least you're giving a reason. That's fair. I'm dating someone. Sim's eyes narrow in thought. Yes, that is a concern for certain humans, isn't it? He murmurs. I was not aware you felt the same. My apologies. He stands and takes a deep breath. I would like to go outside, he announces. Have you ever swum in the lake nearby? It's incredible, especially when my senses are heightened. I love the feel of the sun and water on my skin. He smiles down at you. You are welcome to join me if you like. Damn, he's smooth, too. He just was like, oh, that's how it is with you? Okay. We'll just do something else then. We're still maxed, so I don't have to bring him anything. We have 0 stress. So... other than the fava beans and Chianti. There are no collectibles. I don't have to go looking for them. I can just continue on. Time to go chase answers. Alright, let's go. You return with Dis to the pyramid in the ruined wormhole observatory, the headache building. This again? Dis asks, unsure. Are you sure you want to go in there? You approach the large pyramid in the center of the complex. Beside it is one of the smaller elevators, a little monolith with a round iris door. This is the place. Your head throbs with it. Even standing outside, you know there's something down there. Rin? Is this building hurting you? Dis asks when he sees you rubbing your temple. No. It's not pain, precisely. You look for one of those elevator monoliths near the pyramid and find it. It's overgrown with snaking vines and brambles, with very large flowers all over. You could push through them, but... Dis stops you and shows you a Geiger counter reading on his hollow palm. These flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. But we can neutralize it, so it's fine now. Pass on by, no problem. Good thing you studied this plant earlier and know its wily ways. Tickle it just so, and the radioactive flowers close. It parts to let you through. You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room with an exit at the other end, leading to the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into crystal panels on the walls, symbols that resemble the wormhole. You start across the room. The further you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. You think you might faint. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. Nope, we're gonna keep going. The fog slowly clears from your eyes. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. Dis looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. Are you okay? We will try to explain it. It's hard to put into words. You just say, my head hurts. Obviously, he says. But no, it's more than that. You're seeing things. It's kind of like the array. And kind of like a dream, but you feel that something super important is up ahead and you need to see it. Maybe we better leave, Dis says nervously. You don't look so good. Nope, I have to go. I am being called. Past the antechamber is a long hallway sloping down. Things around you are starting to look kind of weird, like 2 slightly different realities overlapping. Dis's face is starting to phase in and out of existence. You're hit with a strong wave of dizziness and nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, but also far too fast. You lean over, and, well, we don't have the reasoning to concentrate, but we will be toughing it out. You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels on the walls, many facets broken. Or are they whole? The walls have crumbled, and roots creep over everything, but also they don't. Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and swim between the 2 realities. Ad break in about a minute for those that is relevant to. All the same, you feel absolutely compelled to continue. What is with this place? Dis is both there and not there. The part of him which exists looks concerned. We need to leave now, he says. This place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall. Are you sure you want to go any further? One more room. You pass through the doorway into a large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place, of the vibrations, is telling you this must be directly under the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Ugh, even I can feel it now too, Dis mutters behind you, rubbing his head. The room is empty, except for a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed, which is convenient because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine headache. Feels like your head is going to explode, but once again, we are going to endure the pain. This card becomes a 4. Well, if we're gonna get 4s, we might as well get 4s. Next round. Let's see here. Not bad, not bad. And then next round. That value is wild. This value is also wild. Actually, I think we need to do this one here, this one here, this one here. To super gold the crap out of this. We get a straight of 3, a 3 of a kind, another 3 of a kind, a straight of 4, a flush 2, a flush 2, and a rainbow flush. To win. Got some toughness out of it, some kudos, nice. Whoa. Bravery, empathy, reasoning, engineering, perception, bravery, empathy. You slip into some kind of waking dream, layers upon layers of visions. Dis is your lover, or Mars or Tammy. You're a boy, and a girl, or both, and neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead, you're alive, and you've never been born. Time unravels before you, an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence, not an intrinsic truth of the universe, of fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over in a second, but a glimpse of an eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole. Enormous in a starry sky, you look down and see yourself on a plateau, gazing up at it. You recognize the place. A gnarlwood bluff not far from the colony, alive with the phosphorescence of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arrive, something that will change everything. Pets are good. Want another one? I know, I have to go do engineering things in the robot lab to get the 4th, but I don't have a slot to equip it, even if I own it. The vision is crystal clear, and you feel in control, in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know you must go there. You wake up feeling refreshed, your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned to one singular reality again. The vibrations have stilled. Dis's face fills your vision. Rin! He exclaims. Rin, are you okay? To tell Dis or not to tell Dis? What do we do? Might be worth stepping out during glow sometime. Yeah, well, we will need to, like, sneak out of the colony and glow. The third extra gear slot is Engineering 3. Well, I'm almost at Engineering 2. If we work in the lab, it could get interesting. Tell Dis what you saw. Ooh. He listens in awe, then in dejection as you describe your visions. Why didn't I see it? He sighs. I was here too. I want to know everything. So, do we include the juicy bits, or do we tell him about our dreams? Personally, I want to include the juicy bits. But I think the dreams might be more productive. What do we think, chat? I'll let you guys have an opinion. Does it mean I will follow your choice? Not necessarily, but tell me what you think. Winter Fairy and Trav is on the same page. I see. You both want dreams. We can flirt with him, or we can tell him all about our dreams. Our many, many dreams. Alright, we'll do the poignant thing and tell him about our dreams. You tell Dis about how not only did you see all those visions, but that you believe they're real. You've lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently, then nods. I believe you, he says, simply. You look at him in shock, but he just reaches out and puts his hand over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to figuring it out. You feel like you've just had some kind of mega prophecy, but it was too much all at once and too hard to understand. Could the Convergent Domain handle this kind of information? Could they remember past lives like you? Is that what this room, this observatory, was meant for? The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is the image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of that gnarlwood bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. Well, I'm gonna go home. 'Cause fuck. That was a lot. We got a little extra engineering for that. And it is now late pollen, so I believe it is Rex's birthday? Or is it? No, it's Tammy's. We did Rex on early. Tammy's birthday. You spot Dis in deep conversation with one of the other people who work in expeditions, conferring over a large holomap. Dis points out a location on the map, and the explorer makes a note on their own holopalm before walking away. Dis closes the holomap and notices you standing there. He looks around hesitantly as if checking if people are watching before giving you a chaste kiss. Hey, Rin, he murmurs. Aw, he's so shy. I love a shy boy. They're so cute. Alright, well... Hey, Dad. I don't want to take it for granted, Dad, but I may have lived this lifetime a couple million, billion, infinity numbers of lifetimes. I'm just saying. Hey, Mom. You're right, Mom. I do have something I should be doing right now. Loving you for still being here because I saved your life. That's what I should be doing right now. And I did. I have done it. It is good. Marzipan? Yep. You are highly goal-oriented. We'll see what can be done. You might talk to Rex about that. Just saying. How close are we to maxing you out? Right, like, a gift. We are a gift away. Just can't do it yet. Never got creativity high enough to help with that. Yes. Quality assurance. Sure. I'm gonna come in for a hug, though. Absolutely again, all the time. Nami! How's it going? You're still finding new things in the La Media library? That's really amazing. I'm so glad. I wish we were closer friends, but maybe someday I will do that run. I have a feeling it requires me to max out creativity first. Tammy. You spot Cal and Tammy standing together. Cal is bouncing Echinacea in his arms, rocking back and forth like he was born to do it. They both smile tiredly at you as you approach. Hello, Rin, Tammy says. Have you come to see our baby? Cal blushes and looks away, and a proud look on his face. No, actually, I came to give you a birthday present. Flowers on my birthday? How beautiful. She gives you a gigantic hug. Hell yeah. Now we are at 100 with Tam Tam. Let me talk to Cal real quick. Yeah, I'd like to see a soldier do that too, but I guarantee you they can't. Alright. Oh, there you are, Rin. Tammy bounces over to you in a bright mood, her daughter Echinacea in a sling at her bosom. Can you do me a big favor and come with me to the cafe? I need your opinion on a thing I've been making. With pleasure, Tammy. She's alive! She's alive! What? What? Surprise! Happy birthday, Rin! It's not your birthday, but as you walk into the cafeteria, all your friends jump out cheering. They're wearing knit party hats, throwing streamers, and blowing noisemakers, and you're pretty sure you can see a tiered display of cupcakes. Real ones, not soy cakes. Tammy skips towards you and throws her arms around you, squishing Echinacea in her sling between you. You sputter that it's not your birthday, but Tammy just laughs. I know it's not your birthday, silly, but you've been feeling under the weather, and I wanted to show you how much we all love you. Tammy. Tammy. The others raise their glasses to you. They cheer happy birthday again, laughing at the joke. You can feel their love like a blanket wrapping around your shoulders. I mean, my original birthday party got totally ruined this year by some assholes from the Helio, so... You're so special to us, Rin, Tammy says. Echinacea gurgles and lets out a warning wank, and Tammy bounces from side to side. I want you to enjoy yourself. Go ahead and mingle while I put the finishing touches on everything, okay? Tammy gives you one last sunny smile as she bustles away. The sound of Echinacea fussing and crying is audible over the murmur of conversation that erupts as the party begins in earnest. What do we do? Well, we're gonna go talk to everybody because look at them. All of our friends are here. Welcome in, Mr. Scrake. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you are well as always. And I hope that your adventures in Baldur's Gate 3 have been fruitful and fun. Let us walk over to Nem. Nem is sitting cross-legged on top of one of the tables, flipping a coin. Hey, Erin, she says as you approach, snatching the coin out of the air with a crooked grin. Heads or tails? Ooh, what do we think, chat? Heads or tails? I was surprised that you took your time checking that goofy DM yesterday. Why would you be surprised by that, Mr. Scrake? You're a friend of mine. I like your DMs. Holy crap, dude. We're friends. Tails? Trav says tails. I'm down for tails. Look, I can multitask. I just try to focus on stream. Just saying. There's every once in a while when I pause and ask chat for their opinion, and I might be looking at other things. Just saying. I can clearly play a game and keep conversation with my chat, right? So, Exemplar did get yeeted, and it was glorious. I always like it when you defeat things for me, Mr. Scrake. You're so much better at the game than I am. Alright, tails it is. Nem slaps the coin onto the back of her hand. She exclaims, "It's heads. Looks like you're just as accurate with a coin flip as you are at the range, Haas." Oh man, she dissed us good. It was chaotic. Nice. Nem holds the coin up to you. "It's a challenge coin," she says proudly. "The Helio soldiers have this thing where you gotta always have your coin with you, because if someone wants to see it and you don't have it, they get to nail you in the arm." She punches the air. Frickin' rules. Ah, so it's basically Slugbug. Nem produces a second coin from her pocket and presses it into your hand. She kisses you noisily on the cheek. "Got one for you. Happy birthday, friendo. You're the best." Oh, I got my own challenge coin. That's awesome. Over the din of the party, you can hear Echinacea shriek in fury. Uh-oh, what now? Did I actually get a thing? No, I did not. Interesting, though. Let's saunter over to Rex. It's easy to find Rex. He's the loudest one in the room, and he's absolutely covered in children. Like a golem made out of smaller golems, they're climbing all over him and tugging on his ears, but he's taking it in stride. "Everyone say hi to Rin," Rex says, and the children all yell at you before releasing Rex and scattering like stink roaches. Rex laughs and takes the chance to stretch, swinging his arms over his head. "Thanks, I was done for." Considering a career change? Rex lulls his head to the side. "I do make a pretty good climbing gym," he says thoughtfully. "It's one of my many talents." Tammy had to bring all the kids she babysits here so that she could set up the party, so I figured I'd give her a break. Rex's ears twitch as an ear-piercing squawk from Echinacea rips through the room. "Oof, some things I can't help with, though." What do you do now? "I killed Lizelle, my friend Mind Flayer and Cambion Lieutenant on Not a Lot with bombs, with words, 'Execute Order 66. Nice. Nice. Let's go, Mr. Scrake. I applaud thee. I applaud thee. I'm gonna get an audience in with Mars, because, you know, we're friends. Mars has set up court in the middle of the room, holoscreen in front of her and glass of wine in hand. As you approach, she touches palms to transfer her files with someone you recognize from command, who skitters away in the crowd. "Darling!" Mars exclaims, standing up and breezily depositing air kisses on both your cheeks. She smells amazing. "Happy birthday! It's marvelous what Tammy can do with a little determination, A little rustic, but charming." I couldn't have asked for better. Mars puts both hands on your shoulders and fixes you with a pitying look. "Your lack of imagination is tragic, but we can talk about that another day." Mars lets you try a sip of her wine. You're not sure what earth wine tastes like, but you hope it's better than this. Mars laughs at your face as you bravely swallow it. "It's an acquired taste." You spot Tammy passing a tray of food to someone so she can change Echinacea. What do you do now? Well, we look for Tangent, of course. You almost didn't expect to see Tangent here, but here she is, sitting quietly at a table near the edge of the room, sipping water and watching the party unfold. She gives you a small smile as you slide into a seat across from her. "It's not your birthday," she says, cutting right to the chase. "This is patently ridiculous." Parties are an important bonding ritual. Tangent's icy smile warms a little. "I'm glad at least you recognize that this is an exercise in cognitive dissonance, or I'd have to wonder who you are and what you did with Rin." The corner of her mouth twitches up, teasing. You can hear Tammy singing a nonsense song to Echinacea. What now? Well, we go talk to Mom and Dad, of course. We saved the best for last. Your mom and dad are chatting by themselves, but when they see you approach, your dad cheers and scoops you up in a big hug. Your mom laughs. "My little gooseberry," your dad says. "I know it's not really your birthday, but your mom and I think you're great every day, so why wait?" Your dad puts his hand on your shoulders and gives you a serious look. "I know things have been hard for you lately. I just wanted you to know that, no matter what, your folks are always here for you. All the way." Yeah, because we remember the lifetime where they weren't, and it sucked. I mean, we did make the best of it, but it sucked. Your mom nods. Your dad's right, she says. We'll always be here for you. There's nothing you can't handle. A quavery cry wobbles through the air, and you can see Tammy rocking from side to side as she tries to comfort Echinacea. What do you do now? Well, it's time to go see what Tammy wants or needs. You leave the party behind, seeking out Tammy. When she sees you, she makes a shooing motion. No, she says. Go enjoy your party. Echinacea squawks, pulling at Tammy's hair. She winces and patiently pries the baby's chubby, grasping hands from her hair. Seriously, goodness, don't waste your time here with me. Well, is there nowhere we'd rather be than with Tammy? Or let's you and me blow this popsicle stand? What do we say? Either way, we're sticking with Tammy. What do we think? How cheeky do we want to be? You want us to be sweet, Trav, rather than cheeky? I mean, that's fine by me. She is our dear, dear friend. Alright, we'll be sweet. Nowhere I'd rather be than with you. Tammy's expression goes soft. Oh, she says. That's so nice of you to say. Tammy flags down Nougat, who's been running plates back and forth. Could you please play with Echinacea for a little bit? Rin and I are going to go get some air. Echinacea gurgles happily as Nougat takes her, and Tammy turns to you. Okay, I'm all yours, Rin. You and Tammy slip out the side door of the cafe and set off toward the garden. Tammy seems grateful for the break. She chats animatedly about the plans to build a new creche, now that the second wave of colonists are beginning to realize the benefits of raising children communally instead of saddling whoever birthed them with all the responsibility. I hope that means Echinacea will have lots of other creche sims soon, just like we did, Tammy says with a wistful smile. I just want her to be happy like we were. You both look over at the walls and the threat of danger they represent. Tammy doesn't comment on her use of the past tense, and you let it sit in the air between you. Not awkward, just accepting. It's quiet in the garden at this time of day. Everyone's either at the party or catching some rest while the suns are at their highest. A garden bot hops by on its spindly bird legs. You and Tammy are alone. Even in your silence, Tammy senses you might have something to say. What's on your mind, Rin? I'm so lucky to have you as a friend. Tammy's gentle laughter fills the air. She slips her arm in yours and rests her head against you. I'm the one who's lucky, Rin. I don't know why you chose to be my friend, but I'm so grateful. You and Tammy enjoy a few minutes together in the garden, cloud watching and talking about whatever crosses your mind. Tammy's simple thankfulness is infectious, from her excitement over her new flower to the steadfast love her steadfast love for you shining through her every word. You can feel your heart unburden itself with each step, dropping your troubles like stones to mark where you've been. Wow, that's nice. Eventually, it's time to head back to the party. There's cupcakes to eat after all. Tammy takes Echinacea back from Nougat before you can rejoin the party. Tammy stops with a hand on your arm. Wait, I have a present for you too. You protest that Tammy's already done enough, but Tammy's hearing none of it as she presses a book into your hands. The title reads, 100 Reasons Why I Love You. The book is filled cover to cover with memories, fond observations, and even little sketches, all in Tammy's loving hand.
There's more than 100, she says, shyly tugging on her ear. I wrote the title first, but then I couldn't stop writing. You don't know what to say. Tammy's simply the best. The rest of the party goes off without a hitch. Even little Echinacea is well behaved now, letting Tammy light the cupcakes. As you blow out your candles and everyone cheers, your only wish is to be able to feel like this forever, surrounded by love and support. And yet my boyfriend didn't show up. What the fuck? Look at these three, patiently waiting. Hey, Tange. Yes. Your legacy will be the science that you do. I am aware. Bitch, please. Goodbye. Alright, I think that's everything I wanted to do. I have a curiosity, so I'm gonna go check something. New boss event spawned. I could go check that out, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go to engineering. Or maybe I should do combat-y things. I kind of am into engineering, though. Let's go play with robots. We could assist in medbay, but all I would get is empathy out of that. Repairing robots gives me creativity, too, which could be good. So, let's become better friends with Nami Nami. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. There wasn't enough room on the Strato for a proper lab, so for most of your life you've been warned that the bots the colony relies on, like the watering bots and the hover lifts, will eventually all break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you should be able to keep those bots active for a lot longer. Plus, there's all sorts of unused bots in here. You look around in wonder at the wide array of chassis and shells. Maybe one day you'll even be able to create new robots of your own. Can't wait to show off what you can do. Hal gets you started, along with Congruence, who helps with the programming. I'm really just her hands, Hal says, laughing jovially. She's the brains behind the operation. Oh, please. Congruence chirps. If anything, we're partners in crime. Where would I be without you, Hal? So, what are you excited to work on, Rin? I just like to fix things. Although programming is super cool. Do we really want to build something massive? Meh. Massive is overrated. Programming is super cool. Isn't it? Congruence agrees. You can do anything in the digital world. Translating it to the physical world is another challenge, but I promise you are going to learn so much about bot code. Hal lets you putter to your heart's content, happy to let you work at your own pace while he grades projects from his engineering class. If you have questions, Congruence answers them with her supernatural patience and cheer. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. So let's get to work, shall we? Ooh. Four. But this one is unchangeable, so I'm gonna have to move this over here. Not quite enough. I could, however, do this. That is much better. A win. Nice, nice, nice. It is now early dusk, which is, I believe, Nem's birthday. Hey, Tange. Yes, you do not want to have kids. Your legacy is something else. But I do have some roots for you. Enjoy. And you're welcome. Nami! Hey, wanna make something? Nami flaps their hand in front of their face. I do, but it's so hot on this planet, don't you think? You shrug. Sure, it's different than living on a climate-controlled spaceship, but you're kind of used to it by now. Nami snaps their fingers. Wait, we should make something to stay cool. You and Nami brainstorm all sorts of weird and wonderful ways to stay cool. Umbrella hats, sunglasses with funny shapes, giant vats of cooling goop. But it all seems too complicated. Eventually, you just end up doodling on some of Nami's paper and folding it to make paper fans. Sometimes the best solution are the most simple, they say, fanning themselves with their new Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform fan. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Pretty flower, pretty flower. Tammy looks to be asleep on the couch in the lounge, but her eyes slit open as you approach. Hello, Rin, she says automatically, starting to rock the nearby bassinet again. Sorry, I think I drifted off there for a moment. Do you need something? Nope. No, I do not. We maxed. Rex. I got you a present. You do love a good stick. Also, I need a hug. Heck yeah. Him and his little smolder. Ridiculous. Hey, asshole. Go away. I am nice to you once a year. We're maxed. Just wanted to say hey. Whoop. Missed the steps. Mars. Mars is flipping through, yeah, Slum is a disaster. But you know what I found that you might like? I found you a pretty crystal. It is time for the maxed out Mars event. We're besties. You're surprised by Mars's soft hands covering your eyes. Rin, she croons, come with me. I have a surprise for you. Giggling, Mars leads you to your bedroom and removes her hands from your eyes. Still giggling, she gestures to a canvas-covered easel in the middle of your bedroom. Ta-da! A present for me? Aw, Mars. Mars grabs the canvas and pulls it away from the easel with a dramatic flourish. In the painting, Mars is standing atop a mountain, raising her fist to the sky as lightning crashes around her. In her other hand, she's grasping a flag emblazoned with an image of the stratospheric. You are there as well, standing just below her, brandishing a laser pistol you know for a fact is far too cool for the likes of the Colony Defense Corps. I believe this is a very famous science fiction painting or a fantasy painting. I think it's been done a couple of times. Basically, they just like picked the description of one of the most iconic paintings in the world and was like, here you go. I think it's originally from like a B-movie sci-fi like movie poster or something. Anyway. It's a nice reference, is what I'm getting at. Mars runs her finger down the painting's elegant frame. It looks like real wood, not nanoprint. I commissioned this from Nami, she says, like a genuine patron of the arts. It might be the first piece of fine art ever created on this boring rock. What do you think? They always get my nose wrong. It's beautiful. Thank you. Mars smiles. Of course, darling. Only the best for you. Mars folds the canvas and sets it aside, then sits down on your bed. She bids you to come sit next to her and takes your hands in hers. I just wanted to do something to thank you for everything you've done for me, she says. She squeezes your hands. You're my best friend on this whole planet, she continues. You really get me. We're BFFFE. Best friends for freaking ever. I promise I'll always keep you on your toes, Mars. Of course I have to support her overthrowing Lum. I support her in this. Lum is an idiot. I expect nothing less, Mars replies. She seems genuinely sincere. The problem with people in power is that no one has the guts to stand up to them and tell them when they're wrong. You talk for hours about your lives and plans for the future. Then, as the yellow afternoon sun sets, the two of you step out on the balcony to watch the colony grounds. Mars pulls a glass bottle from where she's hidden it under your bed. It's no 1945 Chateau Monton Rothschild, she says, uncapping the nano-printed bottle with a satisfying thump. But it'll do. Wow. Mars's ambition now gives us kudos instead of takes them away. Nice. You pour what's left in your canteen into a nearby potted plant, and Mars fills it with fermented mushroom wine. Cheers to us, she says, clinking the bottle with your canteen. Together, there's nothing we can't do. Damn, Mars, that was really nice. Plague, thank you for the hydrate. I am just me, but if you think that's pretty cool, then awesome. Boyfriend mine. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell him we're not working out, because we absolutely are. Cal! How's it going, man? Definitely a waste. Yep. Yep. How am I your little genius? I'm not a genius, Dad. My reasoning is very low. What do I need? I just need your love, Dad. Crazy. Crazy dad. Mom? She does not care about these fields more than anything else. She cares to make sure that everyone is fed. I'm like 2 points away from being able to tell Mom what I learned today. Maybe I chase organizing for a second. For a hot second. For just a hot second. No, I kind of want to chase engineering. We're gonna go chase engineering. Let's go repair some more robots. More robots. Tange flags you down in the hallway. Oh, Rin, do you have a moment? You go out on an expedition sometimes, right? She asks. At least far more than I do, or would ever wish to do. So, would you mind doing me a favor? Of course. It's a small thing, really. And I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either, Tange replies. I simply need you to bring me some hop-eye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. I would ask Dis, but well... She makes an evocative, dismissive gesture. I'll keep an eye out for them. You know what? Why? For science, obviously, Tange replies. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs, or you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. Well, shit. I am her friend. If I say I'll keep an eye out for them, that doesn't mean I have to bring them back. It just means I'll keep looking. Sure, I'll keep an eye out for them. That's all I ask, Tange replies primly. They're quite common, if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me that they commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. Well, thanks, Tange. I'll keep an eye out, I suppose. Okay. Got a pair of 8s. I mean, this could become a 3, but the thing is that it will make anything here also become a 3. Unless, of course, I put a 3 there, and then it doesn't matter. Kind of don't want that. Not quite supered. There we go, super gold. Like it was hard. I mean, I do love my dad's love, but still. Yes, you'll keep an eye out while you're working in the Robo Lab. Mm-hmm, yep, totally. I mean, she was acting like, well, you know, the next time you're out there. Victory is ours. So much engineering. And some organizing, too. Or, no, some creativity. Sorry. Not organizing. Need the organizing. To talk to Mom. But, yeah, there we go. Oh, right. It's Vertumnilia. This year, Governor Lum's ascension to the Vertumnilia stage is heralded by an entire military band, their instruments shiny and nanoprinted new. They march out of command in formation, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with a heavy ch-ka-chunk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna. His voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and people who've fully adopted their mentality, like Nem. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Rhett is one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people, he exclaims. Every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A Watado pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first, and now they're learning don't mess with humankind. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return how they were, and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, looks conflicted. We left Earth to get away from this shit, your dad shouts, and you turn to him in surprise. He rarely swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on stage and routs her own hearspeak through the speakers. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Quinny. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent them out to clear out a manicore den for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly, crushes her holopalm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones of her hand before her feed cuts out. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with the pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holologs, or the nuisance he is when he visits a worksite. You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force, he sneers. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burned-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking, singing songs, and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest, need us, not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house, he threatens. We need team players here. Ones who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, Seek clears their throat. Sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lum scowls down at Seek, then throws his hands into the air. Whatever. Do it if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. He turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. As promised, there are no contests this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase and Nem, head straight for it and look ready to party into the night. The other teens seem a little less at ease. Dis, quite predictably, has already left. Oh, we're gonna go find Dis. We did that last year and couldn't find him. What do we think, guys? I mean, I think we have a much better idea of where Dis might be, but what do we think, guys? We do know him well, yes. Alright, we can chase Dis. Yeah, see, you don't find Dis on the walls or in the robotics lab or even in his usual hiding places. Not even congruence can give a read on his location. You might have an idea where he could be, though. Aha! We get to find them this year. You creep up on Sim and Dis meeting in secret outside the colony walls. Trust me, Dis, I'm not concerned, Sim says, his hand resting on Dis's shoulder entreatingly. The planet is in no danger of being subjugated by humans. You don't get it, Dis exclaims. They're really serious. They're going to use bombs. You've seen bombs, right? Explosions? What if they cut down every tree? Or poison the rivers? Or... Sim smiles patronizingly. I forget sometimes that you're so human, he says, and Dis scowls. You are stuck in time, unable to see beyond the next 100 years. Even if your species manages to wipe all life from this continent, we will simply bring it back again. It may take 20,000 years, but this planet will outlive you. Dis knocks Sim's hand away and wipes his eyes. Why are you always so calm? He spits out. Other gardeners aren't like this. Other gardeners know that humans are dangerous. Dis. Sim sighs, closing the distance between them and folding Dis into a gentle hug, like one would approach a biting animal. I'm not like other gardeners. Not anymore. Just like you're not like your humans. Dis sniffles and buries his head in Sim's tattered clothing. I just wish you'd let me help, he murmurs, almost too quiet for you to hear. The gardeners can still be destroyed, but this is a small number of humans and their stuff, and it's a big planet. Yeah. We have seen for ourselves just how big the planet is. We've linked into it. Literally. I'm gonna make some noise. I want in on this threesome. Let's go. You let yourself snap a branch as you move through the dry underbrush, and Dis leaps away from Sim with a guilty expression. They both relax when they see it's you. Dis scrubs his red face. Hey, Rin, he stammers. I guess I should go back now, huh? Why is there not an option to stay? God dang it. What is this? Ugh. You and Dis sneak back into the colony as the sun sets, dodging Vase and his reveling friends. They've somehow wrangled themselves a live trippet and are in the process of skewering it to roast over a big bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and shortly after that, smell the sweet charred scent of its roasting over the flame. Dis curls his lip. I hate this place, he mutters. Sometimes I wish everyone would just hurry up and die. The week after Vertumnilia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take time off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti cropping up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the two factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lum announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed. Just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Except we don't stress out, so we got zero extra stress. It is now mid-dust. New cards in the depot. New cards in the depot. Let's go, let's go. New cards in the depot. Alright. Okay. Definitely leaving your legacy behind as information and science. Utopia is very cool. And it is your birthday. And I do have a present. Happy birthday to you indeed. Of course I remembered. Of course I remembered, Nami. You're awesome. Oh, we got a relationship event. Where you'd normally find Rex and Nami playing together, you find only Rex. You ask him where Nami is, and he shrugs. Sorry, I don't know. They mentioned they were kind of under the weather. They're probably leveling their Legend of Avamar character. You could try messaging them on their holopalm? You thank Rex and go back to your room. You get comfortable on your bed and load up Nami's private Legends of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now it's just a brave few nerds. Just as Rex said, Nami's logged in to one of their characters and they send you a message. Hey! Sorry if you're looking for me. I feel super crummy, so I'm gonna spend some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. If you make a new character, I can help you with the first group quests. What kind of character do you want to play? Warrior, wizard, rogue, or we don't got time for this nerd shit. I'm sorry, but we are kind of a nerd now. Warriors are, you know, pretty good. Wizards are squishy. Rogues are fun. I prefer rogues, personally, out of the three. So I'm gonna go rogue. You log into the game with your new character. After spending a few minutes, you have a minor existential crisis over their name. You eventually give up and name them after yourself. Nami is waiting for you with their new character, Mydreus, an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Your character is so cute! Thanks. Yours too. You think so? Thank you. Look at how cool Nami's character is. God, I love that. I mean, still a little pink up top, but that's the expression of Nami through the character. It's really cool. That's great art. You do the first few quests with Nami. Their character's a little more powerful than yours, so there's lots of time to chat. Nami keeps up a running banter about your adventures, typing as if they're speaking for their character. Fear my bow, meddlesome creatures! The forest will miss not your presence! It's hard not to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nami seems when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know you had it in them. Do you play along? Forsooth I do. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? That's the fun part. You type back, "Thou shalt not see thine death approacheth from the shadows." Nami sends you a string of hearts. You play for a bit until you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have some more gold. Nami opens a trade window with you and plunks a necklace into it. It's one of the expensive ones and a huge increase in stats. Galactic! I thought it would look good on you! I'm flirting. I don't care. I'm going to accept it and flirt back. You type back, "I shall wear it into battle and think of you, my star." Nami replies with a heart. You and Nami battle your way through a knoll encampment and stand face to face with the big bad, Graz Magepelt. Nami readies their bow. "Heroes, we are called to battle!" Do I do all of her character in Nami's voice? Heck yeah, I do, because it's Nami and she's fun. Let's battle. All right. Nice. I've decided on something different. There we go. That's a good opener. Next round. Okay. Boop. Heck yeah. Next round. Gold, but not super gold. This card cannot actually be changed, so maybe I do this instead. Better. I'm just playing around with it. Please ignore me. I'm being silly. I just like the symmetry. It's fine. We still get a little extra combat from it, though. You stand victorious over Graz Magepelt. When you click out of the loot window, you have a message waiting from Nami. Our bond is greater than any evil that may befall this land. The power of true love conquers all. Nami sends you a kissing emoji, then a string of question marks. Yes, it's perfect for our characters. Yay!
You get it. Lamau.
You wait a few minutes while Nami composes their message. Finally, they send you.
My Drea's tree whisper turns and embraces Rin in their strong arms. My love, they say. By your side, I would hazard any foe. Nothing frightens me more than the prospect of a life without you.
The fiery-haired archer bends to press their lips to Rin's, sealing their love with a kiss. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nami. What do you say? Breaking news, my D&D party is into Rex as much as I am. I wholeheartedly accept their love of Rex, and I feel that they should all go play the game as much as possible to spend time with him. They have my approval, that's for sure. Good job converting your friends, Bleg. That was really fun.
Oh my god, yay, thank you! I had so much fun too! Lamau, maybe I will use it for inspiration for my manga. I sure don't like anyone like that. Oh my god. Sometimes it feels like everyone's just a big ball of hormones here. Like, all of a sudden everyone cares about who's doing smutty stuff, and I'm just sitting here like... Yeah.
Think you might be interested someday?
Okay. Sometimes it's like, okay, I might be interested in it someday, but, I think I really have to like someone first, you know?
Oh yeah, that's a demi-romantic, or at least a demisexual. A demi-something. They have taste. And standards. They have taste and standards. We love that for them. Like Rex? Like me? No. Yeah, who knows? Do I want to ask about the like Rex? Push Rex? Okay, I'll push Rex. I want Nami to be happy. They've been besties forever. Like Rex?
Rex! Ah, it's complicated. I really like Rex, but he's so... I mean, he's so Rex. I don't think I could, keep up. If you know what I mean. But anyways, thank you for playing with me.
Ooh, we learned more about Nami. So she's slightly rebellious, fairly middle of the road between quiet and outspoken, and highly creative. Neat.
Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know?
Absolutely. I feel that roleplay is very much a valid way of where are the words? A valid way of exploring something that you're not sure you're into. No worries, Wonder Fairy. Please be safe getting your munchkin, and give both your munchkins all of my and chat's love because, you know, they're wonderful. But yay! Oh, she's trying to learn something new. I love this. This was good. We didn't get this last time. We were not that friends with her. We came this direction. I think we were headed towards Tammy? Yeah. Your birthday is over. It was Nami's birthday. We got her. Right? Why did I click on that? I don't know. Yeah, we just got Nami. The courtyard is filled with the sound of Tammy singing to Echinacea. Tammy catches your eye and winks as you approach, and finishes the song with a flourish of her hands that makes Echinacea's little arms jerk around in delight. It's her favorite, Tammy says to you. I remember Antecedent singing it to us littles in the crèche. Well, I got you a flower. Actually, I don't need to flower you because you're maxed. Never mind. I'm a dum-dum. What am I doing with myself? I've lost my direction. Nem! Aw, man, I know how it is. Late night, early morning. Yep. I'm gonna click on you just to annoy you. Goodbye. I'm so mean. Time to bully Big Motherfucking Eye. Featuring Occultist, Plague Doctor, Crusader, and Flagellant. Let's go, Mr. Scragg. Show them who's boss. Which is to say, me, as the Plague Doctor. I just came for a hug. I didn't mean to pull you out of your hammock time. Mars! We need to talk about Governor Lum. Mars is quiet for a long time, considering something. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, she says. Looking around to make sure no one is listening, she pulls you a little closer. I'm already working on that, she confesses. I wasn't ready to bring it up with the rest of the SFC yet, but lately I've been thinking we should really try to make a difference. If we can convince enough council members that Lum is bad news, we can actually remove him from power. As you said that, I have 48 damage, cause of death turn 2. Allison! Hey, welcome in. It's been a hot minute. I'm glad that you're here today. How have you been? Look, I'm just saying, Mr. Scragg. I am the Plague Doctor, and that thing is going down. But only because you are very good at the game. Not because of me, in fact. Mars calls this meeting of the SFC to order with a grim expression. I cannot just stand by Governor Lum. Stand by while Governor Rum ruins everything we've built here. Apparently, my ability to read is not it today. Today, I am struggling with words. You didn't rush session on my behalf, did you, Plague? Because you really should not have. Nah, because it's both? Whatever, Mr. Scragg. I'm making it through the week. How is everyone here? I'm glad that you're making it. I would hate to hear that you're not, because I appreciate your company anytime I have it, even over on social media. I'm doing fairly all right. I believe that most everyone else is doing fairly okay. Like, you know, none of us are fantastic magical, but we're still here. Now, if I can figure out how to read, we'll try this again. Why would you say that there's an odd amount of fanfic on AO3 of Rex and Vase? I would think that, enemies to lovers or would be absolutely their genre. Just saying. Or, you know, maybe it was lovers to enemies. Either way. Odd. Write one yourself and it'll be even. I don't think that was what his use of odd was in that moment, Trav, but okay. Okay, we'll try this again. I cannot just stand by while Governor Lum ruins everything we've built here, she says, clenching her fist on the table. He might know how to hold a gun, but he doesn't know how to lead a colony. From now on, this club is going to focus on getting Governor Lum out of power and getting someone competent in. We have from now until Vertumnilia to somehow convince the other council members that he's gotta go. I agree, Cal says, and everyone turns to him in surprise. What? He continues defensively. Lum's a jerk. All he cares about is killing animals. It's better for the whole planet if he's gone. Well, I'm definitely not going to be governor. Mars steeples her fingers. But the question is, who would we get to replace him? Obviously, I think I'm a great candidate, but I'm willing to consider other options. Tammy immediately gives her support from Mars. Do we also agree? Technically, they're childhood friends to enemies, which I understand the appeal. Reminds me of Palpatine. Also, my new dice came today, so that's rad. And yes, he is definitely a dick. Unfortunately, that's a popular reason to pair people. They fight so much because they care about each other but won't admit to it. Yeah. Okay, so do we agree that Mars should be in charge? I'm not sure that's the best idea. It's definitely not going to be us, because we don't have the persuasion for that shit. Mostly because we took off our persuasion stuff. It's fine. Literally anyone is better than that guy is kind of my go-to answer here, and respecting Governor Lum, absolutely never. But that's just abuse. How is that attractive? Yes, Mars should be in charge. She'll appreciate it, and nobody else will work. That's fair, Trav. You make a good point. I would like people's opinions. To Mars or literally anyone else but that guy is the question. We will not be respecting Governor Lum in this stream. We just do not. It is not an option in my book. I will not click that button. You can't make me. Plague Doctor Man, I hate to tell you, but there is a whole subgenres of the romance novel category all about abusive dicks being dicks and that being hot. I'm just saying. It's very popular fiction. As long as it stays fictional, it's fine. I cannot be governor. This is grayed out. I don't have the persuasion. My persuasion is a 38. I will not be governor. We can either agree that it should be Mars and support Mars and Tammy's decision here and outvote Cal and Tangent, or we should say literally anyone else is better than that guy, because you cannot make me poke the button that says we should respect Governor Lum. You cannot make me do it. So I would like to hear what people's thoughts are on the Mars or anyone else options that we have here. We all know what Winter Fairy would do. She would just poke the button that makes me have to make decisions because she's evil. Then our Queen Mars. I mean, just look at her. She is quite the queen here. Cal wouldn't want to do it. Tammy just cares about being a mom. Tangent is a scientist. She's not interested. I do Mars. She might have some concerning elements, but she really does listen to advice you give her. This is true. She does listen to her advisors. She's not afraid to have people talk back to her and be like, no, you're being stupid right now. That does make her a better leader than a lot of people, actually. Or convince Tammy it's the ultimate mom job. She can mom everyone in the colony as governor. I mean, this is true. If everyone is her kid, there is no escape. You will be a good kid. Alright. I'm gonna agree that Mars is good at politics, and we will queen her. The queen of the colony. Let's go. We were already maxed out, but great. Cal looks worried. No offense, Mars, but are you really gonna stop the soldiers from killing the animals? Look, Cal, Mars says, spreading her hands wide. I don't want hunters going out and not coming back either. Maybe we can find a safer, more efficient way to deal with the animals, yeah? Sounds ominous. Cal doesn't look convinced. Mars gathers everyone close. So the plan is we campaign in all the departments: geoponics, engineering, the garrison, the quarters, explorations, and here in command. Try to soften up all 6 council members and get them on our side. Try to keep this on the down low. Then, at the next Vertimiglia festival, we surprise the governor with a spontaneous council vote and replace him. He'll never see it coming. Damn, girl. Okay. That went well. Hey, Cal. Not much. Still playing in the mud, I see. Mom? I don't have the organizing to tell her what I learned today. I should probably get it. The organizing, that is. Yes, I take breaks. Where do we go first? Engineering, I think? She also really loves being challenged and prefers if you tell her you will keep her on her toes and saying you'll be loyal to her. I did that. Plague. I already did that. I got her 100% relationship event, and I was like, oh, I'm going to keep you on your toes, girl. So you got to go to every area now before next for Vertimiglia to collect votes. Okay, well, here we go. We're going to start with engineering. And repair robots. Well, no, that gives you reasoning. After work, you ask Chief Engineer Instance for a few minutes of her time. She allows you into her office and begrudgingly listens as you explain that you and Mars intend to hijack the elections at the next Vertimiglia. When you're finished, she heaves a long-suffering sigh and pinches the bridge of her nose in her fingers. Why in the world would I support this plan? She says. We're barely surviving as it is. Lum is right. The planet is at war with us. Every year, we come closer and closer to total annihilation. Is this really the time for dissent? I really, really should have put on the persuasion jacket. I executed Cardinal with PD by dealing 66 damage with cause of death. Order 66, if you will. Yes, heck yeah. Cause of death, that mofo. He does not deserve to live. Instance gestures to her office. Every horizontal surface is covered with experiments. He may not be the most suited to the job, but do you see anyone else with the time on their hands to run a colony? The idiot does the least damage where he is doing busy work and making stupid motivational videos. I'm gonna attempt to persuade her. This is going to be hard. Yes, I have been keeping an eye on the updates recently, Mr. Scrake, but thank you for letting me know. Yeah, you're going to have to visit the various places. I think that you should talk to Udicott early, though, since she was the previous governor. This card becomes a social card. Cool, cool, cool. Becomes a 3. Becomes a 3. Okay. What if we do 4... Hold on. That becomes a 6 then. Dang it. Well, a 16 opener is not enough. So we'll do a pair of 6s. $24 is better. All right. 6, a 6. 5 becomes a 6, a 5. Actually, might want to do this one instead. Yeah. 33, not bad. Still have high cards in reserve. Okay. 10, 9, 8. Don't have a 7. Still a straight. Found goal. This becomes a 6 and a 5, though. Not bad. There we go. A little bit better. Not super gold, but certainly close to super gold. I will leave it to that. Fantastic. Win. Whoops, forgot I've got an on-mic meeting. Have fun overthrowing the government. Hopefully I'll be able to stop back tomorrow. No worries, Allison. Take care. Do your best, girl. Instance hasn't survived this long under a hostile regime by being soft. It's hard to convince her that you have a chance to oust Lum, but she does like to win, and she appreciates a good game of 8-dimensional political chess. If you win the election, and you convince her you will, she'll be free. Well, she says, sitting back in her chair, it seems that you might actually be cut out to be our next governor. You have my support. She gives you a stern look. When you strike to kill, she says. If Lum knows I'm moving against him, he'll put me on the wall. Actually, I want you to vote for Marzipan. Instance stares at you for a long time, as if sizing up your mettle. Calculations go on behind her eyes, and you can barely hope to understand. Good, she says finally. Tell her she can count on me. Victory is ours. Late dusk is Cal's birthday. Your brother has his reasons for being out there, Tange. I'm sorry that you don't appreciate that. Nani! Yeah, the media library is pretty extensive. We did bring as much as we could. Tammy. Oh. She is a loud little thing, absolutely. Jerk. Bye. Nem. Yeah, she is pretty cute. Hey, Rex. I'm coming in for another hug. Absolutely, always. Mars. I don't see anything wrong with living a life of leisure, Mars muses. Sure, just because I'm not digging plants out of the dirt or shooting a gun doesn't mean I don't contribute. Mars gestures to the engineering structure. It takes years to see tangible benefit from scientific research, and we still fund them, don't we? It's the same for generating culture. You have to take it on faith that it will benefit you in the future. She's not precisely wrong. Not sure, but you may be able to check who supports you on the council list. Even if not, it will help remind you who you can talk to. It's true. Notice board. Food supplies are excellent. Security rating is yellow. We don't care about these things, but this is the current everybody. We are gonna go now down to the living quarters. We could visit the spa and get rid of some cards, but actually I think we're going to help in the kitchens today. Because I believe we just have to do a thing in each location. So we're going to go help in the kitchens today. Back in space, cooking involved programming ration machines and putting dishes in the Lasermatic dishwasher because water was too precious to clean dishes with. But now you're growing more real food and trying to figure out how to cook with it. The cafeteria kitchens are bright and full of good smells. There's always something baking or boiling or frying. You take a deep breath in and just hold all the deliciousness in your lungs. Chief Steward Anne, known to the kids as Antecedent, is in charge of everything in the living quarters, running the children's crèche, coordinating the cleaning bots, and of course, cooking for the whole colony. It's a lot of work, but she's good at delegating to all the kids she has raised here, including you. She's a big believer in learning by trying, and doesn't mind if a few dinners are ruined in the process. Tammy waves cheerfully at you, and Aunt Anne welcomes you with a big smile. Oh, look at the two of you. I just know you'll be a huge help around here. She shows you to the kitchen nanoprinters. Just press this button and the ration machine will spit out a freshly pressed cake of soy rations. It's not tasty, but it's nutritious. Then she shows you to the range. A large pot of brown stew is bubbling away. Here's where the real magic happens, she says proudly. Tammy claps her hands excitedly. Anne, will we get to decorate cookies? She asks. Sometimes me and my dad used to decorate cookies together, and it's really, really fun. And I think everyone would really like it. We could do that. We could do stained glass cookies with bobber fruit jelly. Yeah, let's make cookies. Aunt Anne chuckles. Cakes and cookies with fruit and frosting? For 100 people? Why, you have quite an imagination, Tammy. She takes a ladle and spoons up some of the stew. We need to focus on large, hearty dishes that can easily feed many people like this stew, she says. If things get busy, we can serve the soy rations as is, but it's much nicer to actually cook them with something else. She beams. Full tummies make for happy workers. Aunt Anne sends you and Tammy up with a few basic kitchen tasks and leaves you to it. If you need help, I'll be just around the corner, she says, or you can ask Congruence for advice. She has every recipe and method you could ever need, and she's an excellent teacher. You quickly have your hands full with the sheer volume of food it takes to feed 100 people. Workers from the canteen shuttle back to pick up trays of soy rations and pots of stew at regular intervals. Somehow, you keep up. You poke your head into the canteen at lunchtime to see what people think about the food. Seems they like it. Maybe you're cut out to be a chef. Yeah, I shuddered to think how poor their gene pool is, but they do have genetics from Earth that aren't related to anybody in the colony still as well. So as much as the gene pool of the physical people in the colony is small, they do have ways of assisting with that. And even then, we know from our first run with Tangent, that it is a complicated family tree that needs to have happen for the next few generations to ensure their genetic diversification. It does help that we managed to save a lot more people this time around than we did last. Anna's easy to track down. She's in the rebuilt crèche, giving a bottle to one of the new babies. Despite everything, people are still having babies. It's incredible to think. Oh, Rin, she says, giving you a gentle smile. Would you mind passing me that canteen? You hand Anne the canteen that had been just out of her reach, and she juggles the bottle to hold it and the baby in one hand, while she takes a grateful drink. Never enough hands, she says. Someone should figure out how to give us telekinesis. Let's see science work on that, She laughs, which rocks the baby in her arms. What can I do for you, Rin? Well... Anne listens patiently while you explain the plan to force a vote at the next Vertimiglia to depose Lum. When you're done, she sets the bottle down and lifts the baby onto her shoulder to burp. It's quite the plan, she says, rubbing the baby's back. You've come a long way from when you were this little. I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns no matter what happens. So, can we count on your vote? Anne makes a thoughtful noise. Interestingly enough, Trav, only one of my parents is on the council. Because you have to remember that in our last timeline, our mom died, our dad took her place, our dad died, Cal took his place. So our parents are not both on the council, but dad backs up our mom 100%, of course. Anne makes a thoughtful noise. Well, I'm not one for fighting any wars on nature. Honestly, I'm so busy with living quarters and the kitchens and the creche, I barely pop my head outside these days. But I do trust Lum to do what's best for us. He's a little empty in the noggin, but he surrounds himself with good people, and that's what matters to me. The baby lets out a wet-sounding burp, and Anne coos at it. Great job, good work, better out than in. Well, Anne says, turning her attention back to you. What do the others think? If they're on board, I don't mind chipping in a vote to make it a majority. I have one vote. Of course, there's at least one dissenter, Anne says. Was it Seek? I'll bet you 10 kudos it was Seek. Gosh, they just hate Lum, you know. They probably want the job for themselves. She laughs gently. Well, I don't think any of us would vote for Seek if it came down to it. I'm sure you'll be fine telling them a little white lie if it comes to that. But don't tell them I said that. Keep at it, she says. You'll need at least 2/3 majority. That's 4 council votes to make an attempt. I'll give you mine if you shake down 2 more votes. Oh, well, at least she's giving us a fair chance. So let's get to work and cook us up some decent food. Yummy, 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 yummy. That's a pretty good super goal. Right on the money, too. So we're going to get 10 extra kudos this time. It's a win in my book. And we got extra creativity and some empathy for that. Nice. All right, you guys. It is early wet. We are Mars's birthday. I'm just going to grab this, but then I'm going to do a cheeky save and leave it here. We've got 1 and a possible vote for overthrowing Lum. Occultist casually shitting out a crit of 109 heal on Flagellant. Heck yeah. Unexpected surprise, but a welcome one. Absolutely. Alright, let's get that cheeky save in while I'm thinking about it. It is stream number 23. Nice. Look at that. Ticking along as we are. And I've gotten more people on the menu now that we've 100%ed their friendships at least once. But in any case, thank you guys for joining me today for another episode of The Adventures of Rin on Vertumna. I'm Mayrin Althea Tover, aka May, and I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. So if that's not your time zone, well, I hope that you would know what to do by now, but either here or on Blue Sky, throw me a follow, put on notifications, and then you'll know when I go live. Over on Blue Sky, I sometimes talk about the games I play, among other things. I like to share my interests, and I hope to see all of yours, so please come be my friend. Because I am bad at social media and I apparently need to be prompted. I also have a YouTube channel for those of you who have missed anything from our first run, which I reference on occasion, and our current run, which is the second one. Feel free to go check out the playlists over there. Subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the VODs go live. Today's will go up as soon as I can get it there, so feel free to do that and check out other games that I have played. This is my way of giving back to all of you who support me here, and I hope that you will enjoy them anytime you need just some friendly company in the background for whatever it is you're doing. Enough about my stuff. Let's go raid a friend, shall we? Because we're all on this Twitch community together, and I like to support my friends in everything that they do. So, who is on deck today? It's not gonna be our dear friend Pee because she takes Wednesdays off, and I don't blame her. You know what? We have not gone and checked out Askren's art in a while. He's an artist, does beautiful, amazing artwork. Does commissions if you're looking for it for your TTRPG game, and I've not rated him in a bit. So let's go say hi, ooh and ah at all his art, and just give him all our love. But thank you guys for joining me today for yet another I Was a Teenage Exocolonist stream. We're going to be doing it again tomorrow at 1, like I've said. And I hope that the rest of your day is fantastimagical. Whatever you're up to next, I hope it sparks joy. And if it doesn't, know that I'll be back tomorrow to help with that. So until then, you guys, we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys.